Greetings, folks. If anyone is there, I got up a little later than usual on this Sunday. I'm usually up around 6:37. Just got up. It's 9:45. Thought I would, since I don't plan this out, just thought I'd go ahead and get on live and see if anyone is around this morning to join me. Otherwise, I'm just gonna, do what I usually do. Cheers, people. I'm going to start by saying that it's been a really interesting time in this country, hasn't it? Is today the Super Bowl? I don't watch the Super Bowl. Well, hello there, Dace. How are you? I'm not a sports fan, so I have no intent. I've never watched the Super Bowl. Hello, greetings to you in Mount Shasta. Alessandro is there. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Buried 4430. So, are you guys watching? Are you guys sports fans? Because I'm really not. You guys watching today? Oh, what I wanted to say is that I was not that familiar with Bad Bunny because, again, I'm not that interested in the mainstream commercial music. But I listened last night on NPR, Tiny Desk Radio or something. But they had Bad Bunny on, and I wish him the best today. I'm not interested in, honestly, what I heard from him is all this singing about, I don't know what he's singing about, but I'm happy for him, but the music is not for me. Good morning, Roller Coaster. No Super Bowl for you, Alessandro. I hear you. Palm Springs in the house. When I was younger, I liked to play sports. I ran track in high school. I was never good at basketball, but I ran track. And I hear you. Supporting Bad Bunny because of Meltdown from the Bigots. Well, I support him because he's a human being and a brother, and I don't understand the level of hatred of others from bigots. I just don't understand because I don't have it. I don't feel it. I feel a kinship, if anything, with all humans, really all life. With that in mind, what bands were you in, Dereck? Oh, I'll get to that in a second. I've been in over 30 bands, okay? 30 different bands. But let me just stop for a second. Oh, I was going to say that, speaking of life, I hadn't seen one of my favorite cats for a while, Nico. He's a black and white cat. I had feared that maybe he had gotten run over or killed, and then he showed up yesterday. I said, "There's Nico." What are y'all saying here? Well, the most famous band. Well, none of my bands were famous, but the band that helped to break Omaha, Nebraska into the international independent music scene was the band called Digital Sex back in the 80s. And then more recently, I helped to write for a band called Icky Blossoms. Hello, Nova Scotia. Yes, I see MDJ wants to know a whole lot here. Well, I played a lot of shows. Some of the more memorable shows I played opening are for REM, the Dead Kennedys. Oh shit, I have to get my list. See, it gets bad like that. Those two always come to mind right away. See, I can't remember. I just woke up. I've opened for other folks. Like on the punk scene, I played with a lot of bands, like Detroit Sin and the Descendants. Um, man, you're making me. I have to wake up. Asked me a hard question. I can't even think. I've opened for a fair amount of people. I just can't. They're not coming to mind right now. Cheers, PA. He's MD Joe is really getting at me. What famous people do you talk to? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to be getting together with Hank Red this week. He was with Stevie Wonder. We're supposed to get back to work this week. I just talked to Jonas Bier from you, Mike Watt, Minutemen. We're in touch regularly. Dagmar Krause from Henry Cow Art Bears. We talk. Those are the kind of people that I know, okay? There's other folks who are not coming to mind. Geez, I'm a little embarrassed. Daisy 8 says I better get a coffee. Get a coffee. I'll hang for a little bit. What else is happening with you people in the feed here? I've seen Pixies, but I really, I like the bands that they've inspired more than the Pixies. But I've seen the Pixies twice. I only have one record by them because they never. In that genre of stuff, again, I just think that Catherine Wheel is the band. Okay. Dubian Records, to be honest, you're very good. Enjoy. Sounds like a good Sunday to me, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening for you, Joe. Enjoy. I'm having this is my first cup of coffee of the day. And I watched some more Stunty. He's been on for a while. And I like the fact that he's just himself. He's not putting on for anybody. So I look forward to spending some time with him. Trouser Mouse is working on recording drums. Been listening to Window a lot. Thank you. Sauna. Good for you, Alessandro. I haven't done sauna in a long time. Yes, I love Einstürzen de Neubauten. Greetings, Netherlands. I love Einstürzen de Neubauten. I sure do. Arthur Lee never leaves California. Okay. Hello, walls are talking. Greetings, Denmark. Yeah, Hatfield and North, that's good stuff. Mickey Berenier, you bet. Mm-hmm. Work on music, Daciates, that's always a good thing. Siberia, wow. Yeah, well, that's cool. Source Direct says, good morning, Maestro. I don't know where that started. It didn't start here. I've been being called Maestro for a long time. I don't know where it started, but I like it. Hello, North Carolina. I have good memories from playing North Carolina. I can't remember the towns. I have my itinerary from when I toured the South twice, but North Carolina is beautiful. Hello, Ottawa. Beautiful day in Texas. Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the CD too. I love receiving the physical. I love that. No, I'm not open to a virtual band. I'm sure not. Matthew Hutchinson is asking about the jazz scene. I'm not the person to ask. There is a jazz scene here, but I'm not part of it. North Omaha Music Association or something, NOMA is what it's called. Dana Murray. Look up Dana Murray if you're interested in jazz in Omaha, okay? Cool. All you got to do is look on Bandcamp, Joe, for my latest records. I just put out a new digital EP Friday on Bandcamp Friday. Go to my Bandcamp. It's my name, Dereck Higgins, Dereck Higgins on Bandcamp. Cool. Regarding the window that is coming out in addition of 50, if there's an interest, I'll do 50 more. But like I said in my last video, I kind of overdid it by releasing 3 or 4 CDs in a short space, and so I'd like to sell those all out. But anyway, let's see what's going on over here. 45 years. Yeah, I'm interested in sound more than lyrics. Some people are really into the lyrics, and I can be, but it's I always say it. It's the picture. Good morning from the Arctic, like New Jersey tundra. Yeah, Super Bowl freeze today for me too. I've already asked Dagmar. She says, hell no. I love it. Dagmar Kraus is actually a friend of mine. She says nothing but anxiety inducing for her. She has no interest in interfacing with the public. MDJ, Brother Joe, you're asking me some questions that you can answer easily. Go on Discogs and look up my name and see my discography, okay? I have several things on vinyl. They're almost all sold out. And so, Alessandro, you did that before. What are people listening to while here? He's listening to Thrust. I love that album, Thrust. I got it quiet here, so I haven't started playing music yet. Longfin Kelly is cool. I have one of their records, and I do think they could have broken through. I only have one on CD, Longfin Kelly. Good one. Listening to Greek Love by Bang Bang Machine. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward now to talking to Stunty. He is an interesting cat. Boy, he's got a hell of a Nurse with Wound collection, as well as I'm looking forward to talking with Ray Russell on Tuesday. Dace Yates is listening to Gap Band. Yeah, Charlie with the Gap Band. Now there's another unique voice. I don't talk a lot about R&B, but I have my favorite. So we used to play Gap Band in my family band, Red Higgins and Sons Good Music. Yeah, that's some funky stuff. And Charlie's got a great voice. Yes, Guy Seggers is not famous. He's famous amongst us musicians that know that music. I talk to Guy all the time. I've talked about having him back on the channel again. Just hasn't happened yet. I really haven't had a reason to have Guy back on the channel. Hi, Andrew. Have a good weekend out, Andrew, the guy who illustrated Window. He just tuned in. Social Unrest. I saw Social Unrest. That was a great show. I kept the record. Now that's cool. See, that's why this is fun. I sold most of my punk records, but I kept the Social Unrest. That night was special. That was one of those nights where the band and the audience, it seemed like we were just one thing. It was awesome. Social Unrest, very cool. What's happening with the horn player and with Cubby? Cubby is not involved in music right now. I think he's traveling. Blake is playing on a cruise, and he just got engaged. Let's see here. Andy Stott spinning in the background. Cool. Charlie Christian. Yep, he important guitarist. No, I don't want to record the song Higher Ground. Thank you, MDEJ6C. No interest. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Cubby is an amazing. I met Cubby when he was still a teenager, and we started playing together when he was still a teen in Chemicals, and he just blew me away. And what's interesting about Cubby is that he's so talented that music is not his primary interest in music. He's a wonderful person. Yes, I have the Henry Cowell. Well, The World is a Problem by Benjamin. I have a Henry Cowell book, but not that one. Maybe it is. I'd have to look up. I have the Henry Cow book, so I think that's it. Yeah. I've asked about talking to Fred. I've gotten no response. Fred Frith, rather. Hello, Spain. You know, Bosco to me is not that interesting. He's asking, do I know about bands that sound like Bosco? I didn't think much of Bosco. There's a band from Omaha. Now hold on here, because it's right here. Hold on, what's your thoughts? He asked about Bosco. Do you know about L.A. Carnival, formerly the Les Smith Soul Band? Okay, these guys are from Omaha. They used to practice at my house. They were students of my dad. So that's for the Bosco person, okay? Okay, there you go. The last thing I played, the last two records I played, the Smile remix. Don't get me started, Instant Psalm remixes. I like Tom York and Johnny Greenwood in particular. I like those guys. They are excited by music. They're not phony. I love those guys. And the other record that I played besides, I got one in the mail yesterday. You know, I used to have the Opportunity box, and I don't know why I sold it, okay? I'm embarrassed that I sold it. But I played this all the way yesterday, and this is beautiful. No, you can't listen to my dad, because he doesn't have anything out. Milton Nascimento and Esperanza Spalding. This album came out a while back, where they did this collaboration. This is gorgeous, wonderful, really heartfelt, beautiful, wonderful. Thank you, John Nada. The Muse CD is, I'm very proud of that. And it's waiting in my studio. I have the program ready for the Muse 2, but I don't have the players. So if it ever happens, I've got the music. No, Joe, you're asking some funny questions. Yes, I have my brother's guitar. Yes, I do. I leave it in the case though, because it's painful. I love my little brother very much. And he had spinal meningitis when he was born. So one leg was shorter than the other. So we were like his protectors. So it was like, I miss him. So no, I don't play his guitar, but I have it. Yes, I do. My older sister, Stephanie, has my dad's saxophone in her possession. Yeah. No, Joe. Okay. You're asking me what's up, Joe? Come on now. Get unstuck, all right? Let's move on, all right? What else, people? What else is going on? Come on now. So this is the record I received in the mail yesterday from Brian M. Clark. I had shown you a record he'd sent me before. And this one was cool because I liked the note. Dear Mr. Higgins, thank you kindly for your nice video review of my 2011 EP. Please find enclosed another solo recording that I made in my little home studio. It may not be your thing, but I figured I'd send it to you anyway. So this is the latest thing I got in the mail yesterday from Brian C. Clark, going under the name Unborn Ghost. Airs of Contempt and Derision. First listen is, I like Nurse with Wounds. Yeah, I'm not a fan, but yeah, I like Nurse with Wounds. That's not a place I dwell in. You know, some people like that as a place to be in. Not me. Nice vinyl, huh? No, I can't be that specific this early. Poland, okay? I just woke up, people. Carlos, I can't think of anything in Poland. The other thing about it, when people ask me questions like that, I'm not irritated. This is just the way I talk. You can do what I do. If you're interested in something, go and do some research. You can find out about experimental music from Poland here on the internet rather easily. Hello, Joseph. Yeah, smile is good. Here's the other thing. I did listen to something else yesterday besides work. Almost always working on music, actually. This compilation tribute to Rocky Erickson, Where the Pyramid Meets the Eye. And my favorite tracks on here is Julian Cope, I Have Always Been There Before. I like his version. And Slip Inside This House, which is done by Primal Scream. Those are my favorites off of here. The other things that I played, Rollo, Pinhole. This is related to the band Boris. I think he's a friend of theirs. And this is it starts out kind of shaky. It's guitar oriented, but it gets good. I bought it from the band on one of their tours. See ya, John. Then the other thing I played, which is related to Nurse with Wound, and I really enjoyed this yesterday was the inevitable Crystal Bell Scrod record by Diana Rogerson on United Dairies, the label run by Stephen Stapleton. See, there's an element to this stuff which is confrontational, kind of dark, sometimes sexual, and that's not my primary interest. So, but I like knowing about this music, and I do find the audio work that these people do intriguing and good. Greetings, Netherlands. How goes it? You didn't miss nothing. We're just talking. It's a Sunday morning. I have no plans. And so that's why I said, well, I'll go ahead and do this again, especially again after becoming familiar with Stunty a little more, because he asked me to be a guest on his channel this upcoming Thursday. And I see that he's on live quite a bit. So I said, well, hell, let me just get on. You know, it ain't no big deal. If nothing happens, here nothing happens. Because I know different time, zones that people are maybe watching. But no Super Bowl for me. No Super Bowl for me. Hello, San Diego. Haven't been there in a while. My friend Joe McConnell, I don't know if that was the name that he used, but he lived in San Diego and he's retired now, but he was in radio in San Diego. I think he either did the weather or the traffic. And my understanding is that he became a well-known personality in the area, San Diego, I think. But he's from Omaha. Anything else down here? Keep it coming, people. Oh, you got to see Marilyn Mazer. I never did. 3 different times with Pal Mickelboard one time. And got to meet them. I love meeting the artists. That is Hauschka Viri. I like that. Hauschka Hervey. I like your name. Makes me think of that musician Hauschka. Is that the person? Nope. Have you ever thought about creating videos consisting of lists with albums from different periods, genres, and subgenres that you like? No, it's too much work. I'm not interested in that. When I was younger, maybe I would have, but no, that's work. Doesn't interest me. I listen to everything. Joe, are you new to my MDE J60? Are you new to me? Because people that watch me knows that I hoover music. I'm listening to music all the time. Most of what's out currently is bullshit. Okay, if you want my honest answer, I listen to everything. Yeah, Quicksilver Messenger Service is one of those bands from San Francisco that is I don't know why they're forgotten. They inspired me. They inspired my guitar playing, not Eric Clapton. John Cipollina of Quicksilver Messenger Service is the person who inspired me to want to play more guitar. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just an old black hippie. I like to enjoy things and cruise along and just follow my muse as it comes and goes. But planning things out, like making lists and special focus videos, no interest at all. I just get on here, and this is just who I am for real. In a second, I'm going to have to take a bathroom break, but I will come back. Okay, unless it's time to go. Anything else you want to know, or anything else you want to tell me, people? Come on, I'm here. It's funny how I have this little tuft of hair where I'll shave my head and then I always miss that one spot. Isn't that funny? So this is a good question Matthew Hutchinson asked you. He says, I'm impressed with how prolific you are. On a good day, how many hours are you in the studio? And how do you know when a track is ready to release as opposed to more editing? The first thing is there are days I'm on and off in the studio all day. So I could be up to 10, 12, 14 hours. And even though I release stuff, it's not always necessarily finished. I've gone back and listened to stuff that I've released, and it's like, oh, it needs this. It could have used that. So I think many musicians will tell you that the music is really actually never done. You just finally have to let it go. Going to Super Bowl shopping. Take care. Good morning, young Cujo. I got to go to the bathroom. Be right back, okay? Stay right there. Here I am. Did I miss anything? Yeah, to be a mental. That's some good stuff. Good morning, Evan Price. Been listening to you. Been listening to some good stuff. Steve Reich, John Coltrane, Keith Jarrett. Yes. KP 5358. Apparently, you don't watch me every day. I talked about the release of Window on CD in my video yesterday. So yeah, be about a week. Limited edition, only 50 copies, so you better get it when it comes out. I've listened to both of the new Peter Gabriel songs, and it's not that Peter Gabriel has lost his magic. He's an older guy now. And so it's pretty clear to me what kind of sounds and melodic choices are native to him. So I'm a longtime lover of Peter Gabriel, but these new tracks are just, it's new Peter Gabriel. Not very exciting. Will I buy it when it comes out? Yeah. Yeah, I'm here live, soldier. Source Direct really likes Vroon. I'm glad to hear that because I actually have several more things in that vein of Vroon. It was a mood that I was in. And so I've added another one of them to the extended window that's coming out on CD. Okay. Hey, Anokio, I remember that name. I've still got your CD, Anokio. Curious about your experience touring. Do you ever fantasize about going on tour? No, fucking hate it. I wanted to experience touring early on, and I've toured several times. I've played in over 40 of the states of the United States. But touring is hard, so no, I don't want to tour anymore. Hell no. I haven't listened to Conduits in a long time because that's kind of part of my past. Jenna Morrison, the lead singer of the band, is still a very good friend of mine. Love her. And I love Megadeth. I'm not going to buy it. I always watch their videos. That's how I keep up with Megadeth. I met one of the guitarists, Chris something, who was in Megadeth. He was playing with a friend of mine in a band that never took off. Chris Poland? No, I think it's the wrong name. Then it wasn't Chris Poland. It was another guitar player. Yeah, it was late. It was a guitarist later than P Cells, but he was really nice and he's very good. But I forget the name of the band. He started with Henry Dereck's band with this guy. They came to Omaha and played a small club. And I got to hang out with them. So yeah, I have much respect for Megadeth, but no records. I used to have their very first album, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, because it's got a fusion feel to it. But I sold it a long time ago. I had an original copy. I've had so many records I don't have anymore. Hey, Robert. Now, see, if you see in the that's Robert Stewart. That's a friend of mine from childhood. I'm so glad that we're reconnected. Artie says the new Megadeth is not very good. I'll take your word on it, Artie. Robert Stewart is someone who I love dearly. We go all the way back to childhood. I'm so glad that we're reconnected, Robert. He's up in Minneapolis. That's my dude. We were nerds. We're together in school. We were the unpopular kids, but we knew we were, inside we knew we were good people. But I wasn't a popular child. I wasn't. Soldier, how is everything with you, Mr. Dereck? As good as it can be in these dystopian times with these monsters in power. What sucks is that Trump is just doing what third world countries have been doing for ages, where dictators come into power and they change the name of everything and they do whatever they want. We deserve better than that. Hello, Jimmy. I am well, Oakenshield. Ask a question. Keep me going. I'll just sit here and look at you. Otherwise, like I said, it's a Sunday morning, no plans. David Nance is coming by tomorrow. Last time I asked him, he said no, he didn't want to be interviewed. I'll try again tomorrow. David Nance. So he's going to have a new album coming out later this year on Third Man Records, which I'm proud to have helped to make, the one that got him the deal. Well, no, I didn't. He had a deal with Third Man, but I feel like I helped David Nance make his best record so far. He's stopping by tomorrow. Have you ever personally messed around with making shoegaze music? Sure. I actually have covers of Slowdive. I recorded my own cover of Slowdive. I can't play it for you because of copyright. Yeah, I've made shoegaze type music for my own pleasure. Do you ever think about your legacy with music or just making for the now or perhaps a mix of both? Of course, I think about my legacy of music. It's my life. And recently being inducted into the Hall of Fame for the second and third time, these are things that I do muse upon, and they are comfortable, not comfortable, but it's a good place. I'm in a good place with my legacy. I'm happy. I've contributed, to the music scene in Nebraska for a long time now. I'm proud of it. I am. Good morning, Minto. Well, young Cujo, the way to contact me is through my email, dereckvon@gmail.com. Dereck Von, DereckVon. Okay. And there's Charles. Did you ever get a chance to see Return to Forever? I sure did. Saw Return to Forever, and I went out and had a drink with Lenny White and Al Demiola after the show. Stanley Clark and Chick Corea went to a different club, so my brother jammed with them that night at the other club while I was down at the Howard Street with Lenny White. They were way cool. They didn't have to. I was just going to say hello. Al Demiola invited me to their table, so I hung out with them for the evening. People refer to me as a legend in Omaha. I appreciate it. I like it. I can't pick a favorite decade from my music, Jimmy. I can't. Come on now. See, the way to answer that is you think about your youth. When you're growing up in your most impressionable years, that's where strong templates are laid. So depending on your teen years, which mine were in the 70s, that's going to be significant. But I'm still listening to music to this day, listening for good stuff, always. And I don't have anything on my playlist for today. If anything, I may open my studio when I'm done here, okay? I liked both versions of Return to Forever with Al Demiola and Bill Connors. How's that? Yes, all music is always ever present of the people. I have Ebo Taylor in the collection. I don't listen to a lot of high life music. I got Ebo. Sorry to hear that he passed away. I'm not into film, okay? Sorry. What are some films that have moved you to tears? I can't remember. Sorry. Music is my interest. People try to get me to talk about other stuff, and I can't if I'm not interested. So movies, sorry. Mr. Higgins, do you agree that listening to all different kinds of music lets you grow as a person than only fixate on one kind? My friends in my family circle can't understand what I do. Of course, music is a teacher as well as a healer. And I have learned a lot about life and the world through music. So variety is good. And I encourage people to get out of your bag, get out of your vein. Rest in peace, Ebo. And learn about things. So, like, I don't like country music, but I listen to it, so I know what it is I don't like. Yes, I know. I got Hiromi. Hiromi, I know Hiromi's music. Come on, I ain't got to check out nothing. I'm being silly. I know Hiromi. As an indie artist, do you think the Grammy committee will make this happen? If so, hope you get one. Hey, Robert, the Grammys are about business, not about music, okay? I'm nothing. I don't make any money. Yeah, I like music in other languages. That way I can just decide what it means to me. Hello, Canada. Nuno Betancourt got a Grammy. You bet. Do you sometimes wish we could turn back time to the dawn of the VC and the excitement of those first videos? No, because I'm still enjoying it. How's that? I'm still enjoying the VC. I don't know why it was more exciting back then for you. I'm still having a hell of a time here. Yeah, the Grammys really are a business. Music is like a subset. The Grammys are about business. I'm happy for people that I like when they win. That's all I can say. Friends of friends have won Grammys. I've never won a Grammy. Keep it coming, folks. I like this. I like the back and forth, you know? Yeah, you get sentimental, open shield. Rochelle Farrell said she had personal demons, hope she makes a return. I'm loving the new Reason software, and they've updated it twice since I bought the full studio. So I'm still learning things in Reason. I like it more than Ableton. I do. Oh, very good. Caetano and Maria Bethânia won. Haven't listened to Maria Bethânia in a while, but that's another voice where I don't know what she's singing, but she could sing. She can sing to me. Beautiful voice. I think after 1989 won over to Pimp a Butterfly for Album of the Year, everyone should have realized the game played on us was the Grammys. Well, yeah, it is. It's a business. It's not about music. Hey, there's my sister. What's going on, Stephanie? SS Vaughn 72. That's my big sister. Love my family. Glad you're with us, Stephanie. What's going on? What are you drinking? What are you doing? My Tascam 4-track is dead. I was using it as a mixer, but the motor is dead. So if I were to, I have all my old 4-track cassette masters, but if I were to want to do anything with them, I'll have to buy a new Tascam. That thing is dead. Yes, I know about Caetano Veloso's son. Yeah. Hello, Mexico. Hey, Stephanie. People are talking to you up in here. My sister Stephanie has a YouTube channel, but she hardly ever makes new videos. So I can grab a record and see if that. So I just randomly grabbed a record. John Abercrombie, Ralph Towner, Sargasso Sea. You know, everything is in alphabetical order. So the T's are STW is right here. So sorry to have lost Ralph Towner. And I did correct myself. For some reason, I thought I had read that he was gay, but he's not. He was not. He was married. Don't matter. So let's see here what Klaus says. One of the heads of the Grammys is a investor and advocate of AI music, Suno. Okay. One more with half a lemon. Very cool, Stephanie. That sounds healthy. Yeah, Ralph Towner and I've met John Abercrombie, but Ralph Towner was a special. Music good for the soul, good for the heart, very healthy. Very, very healthy. This is wonderful. So my counter is just right over here. Right next to TOW, before TOW is TOU. So here's this, Touch. You guys know this band from the 60s? American band, progressive rock. Back when people still weren't talking about bands necessarily as progressive rock. This is a good album. And then if I got it straight, the main writer of this band went on to lots of success writing for Partridge Family. Sister X asked, do you have any Curve on vinyl? No. I got tired of Curve and got rid of all of my Curve. I did. They don't have that thing. They almost have it, but they don't have it. Yeah, I've watched the Ralph Towner Solstice group on YouTube. I sure have. Yes, the people who have told me about meeting Towner said he was very nice, as I would expect. It comes through the music. That's why I don't listen to people like Kid Rock. I mean, it's really obvious from the music, the caliber of a person making it. Okay? I don't hate people I don't like. So what do you think of the state of the music industry today? There's not much of an industry. There really isn't, okay? I'm as much a part of the music industry now as anyone. People making music in their bedrooms and selling them through the different platforms. The main money-making part of the music industry that's left is still the same. They're in it for the money. Dace Yates, do you have the Felt album? Well, there's two different Felts. There's the one from America. I have that one. Old rock record. It's good. And then there's Felt from the UK. I have two of their albums. I like them both. Well, yeah, the industry, the bottom line of material life that we're stuck in is money. And so everything is a product. And that's what we're up against. I'm not interested in product. I'm interested in art. Always have been. Have you ever think about being part of a progressive rock band? I've been in progressive rock bands in the past. Norman and the Rockwells was progressive as well as post-punk. Is there any music labels out there from now or back in the day you would love to have been on? I'd love to have been on any label that would have had me, to be honest. Okay. Hello, Birmingham. The home of Black Sabbath, Judas Priest. Who else? There's some Duran, right? I don't use Spotify, okay? And it's unfortunate that politics is so fucked up, okay? That's the main thing I have to say to you about Spotify, okay? It's unfortunate, all right? Yes, I have Anubis, a Leisure Society Orchestra, and the Progressive Ancient Vision. I have them both in the collection. I just haven't shown them. I have them both. Do you like Marjo Hazard? Probably not. I know that name. Timed Egg CD? Doesn't ring a bell. I may have. It's cool that you ask. I can't always remember. Marjorie Hazard. That sounds like something I've checked out, but it didn't ring a bell. It's hard for me to describe what it is that trips my trigger in music. But it's not always the same from artist to artist, okay? I just know what I like, and I like what I like. And I do check out so much music that you'll ask me, have you heard of? And it's like, probably. I don't remember. If I remember, I'll say so. Good morning, Justice. I don't listen to much salsa, no. But do I have salsa in the collection? Yes. Celia Cruz, Willie Colon, yes. Ray Barreto, Harlem River, East Harlem River, whatever that is. I have those records. Don't listen to them. But of course I know these bands. Slade, Robert Plant, Dexy's The Move. How could I not know that music? How could I not know about those artists? I like The Move. That's the only band that you mentioned that I still have records of. I have a single by Dexys, but it's just because I have it. I don't listen to it. And I'm not a specific prog guy. It was something that in my youth really tripped my trigger, but I'm a music person. So if you're spelling it right, yeah, you have to spell it right, Roy Benham. Why do you want me to know about this artist? What do they do for you? Tell me about it. And again, frankly, some of my most favorite music these days is my own. I feel very blessed that I can get my tracks up to a point where it's like, this is very satisfying. And I do go through periods regularly where the main music I'm listening to at the house is my own. Very gratifying. Very gratifying. We're getting up on 51 minutes here. Depending on how this goes, I may be leaving shortly. So get your thoughts in. We're talking about me. How are you dealing with running out of space for more records? Well, I'm not buying. I haven't bought hardly any recently. I've got a stack that's ready to use for trade. Yeah, the person that started Spotify is, I don't even want to talk about him. Do you often discover music or bands from the past you never heard of before and surprised you? Well, yes, that's part of it. But if you ask me who, I can't think of one right now. But yeah. Would you ever do a music room concert on a live stream? Maybe. I just, again, don't really. I love you too. I've thought about it. I just haven't done it yet. I'd probably have to get Aaron Gum to come over here and help me set up because I would want good sound quality. MDEJ6C. Go to my Bandcamp page. Future Still is for sale there on vinyl. Okay, go to my Bandcamp page. It's real simple. Did you like P-Funk back in the day? Yes, I met George Clinton. Yeah, I've seen him. Met George Clinton. Love those people. That's my people, y'all. What's up? Yeah, Majoi Hajari. I'm not familiar with it. Tell me why it's so important to you for me to know about this record. Okay? Seriously, tell me why. You keep bringing it up, Roy. Why? Okay, someone else is in the 7-Up group. Haven't been posting in there very much lately. That group is strange to me. The main people seem to always be posting Elvis records. That's weird to me. Hello, Merv Monson. Do you still pull out those burned CDs? I haven't lately. I have actually shown one recently. I showed this one, Shoot Libre. What is your portable audio setup when listening to music on the go? I don't listen to music on the go, so I don't have a portable audio setup. Aaron Gum seems like such a cool guy. I wish there was more stuff out there with him. I couldn't even get past that last podcast he was on. That was awful. Aaron is an amazing guy. I love him. Ocean Blue is nice. I've kept one of their albums. They are nice, but not substantial. Ocean Blue is nice. I like that sort of sound, but again, some bands have it, and some are approximating it. To me, the Ocean Blue were approximating this sound that I think is special, but they didn't have it. Thank you, Stephanie. I love doing this, and I'm glad you're here with us. Any interest in the Church, to be frank with you? No, I have several records by them. A friend of mine, Randy, who put out my World is Burning, is a good friend of Steve Kilby's, but they don't stick to me. I play them, and then when it's over, it's over. So no, the Church to me are not special. Some bands have something special to me. Catherine Wheel, I keep saying it, from the past. Catherine Wheel has what Curve did not have, what the Church does not have, okay? This is my heater. I like to have, the thing you hear beeping is comfort level, so I turn it on and off. And yeah, I like to share, about music. Hello, New Jersey. Been watching for 8 years or more. I can't remember where I played in New Jersey. I played in New Jersey. Where did we play? I remember Philadelphia. I've toured the East Coast a couple times. And one tour with Kleeman, we played in Philadelphia. We had a bomb. Yeah, I like the Church, but I don't love them. Yeah, they're good. I when they put out new stuff, I listen to it. And thanks to Randy, I have original pressings of their first couple albums, Australian pressings. Yeah, I have Opus. I have it on DVD. It's hard to watch. I love Sakamoto so much. I have Opus on DVD. It's hard to watch. It is. Are you guys still with me? Are we about done here? Are we cool? I would love to go back to Japan. I don't talk to my friends there, but we're still connected. 7 degrees in New York. Geez. Yeah, it's wintertime. It's 42 here. We're having a warm up here in Omaha right now. It's supposed to get up to 60 tomorrow, which is nice. Yeah, I would go back to Japan if I could. I had a wonderful time there. I really did. I loved it. I was there for 2 months. 2 months. And while I was there, I found my music in the shops there. I didn't know Digital Sex was distributed in Japan, but I found our records there. Blew me away. It was wonderful. Nihon suki desu totemo. Record stores in Japan just blew my mind. I could have gone broke there easily. The record stores in Shibuya, in particular, in Tokyo, mind blowing. Thank you. Yeah, those were special times. The Japanese extended great hospitality to me. They gave me keys to their home, saying, if you ever come back to Japan, you have a key to the house. Let yourself in. I still have the keys to their house. I didn't buy the majority of my stuff in my YMO collection in Japan. I bought what I could in Japan, but the majority is from here in the States. Greetings to you in Donegal, Ireland. A fellow Higgins. All right. Ireland. I relate to Irish folk music. I feel it. I do. Yahasha Kabir Hervey. I really dug Japan and went to the top of Mount Fuji too. It took me to the top of Mount Fuji. Amazing. Wonderful times. Yeah. The Dubliners, yeah. Planksty, Clonard. I love that stuff. Stephanie, my sister, she likes, it's in our blood, Irish. We're part Irish. I feel it. I really do. Just like some of the drumming, Native American, Indian American drumming, that pulse. I feel it deeply. Deeply, I do. Well, you're direct. You're fellow. You're welcome, Source Direct. Mellow Candle. Yeah, that's a good one. Now it might. Yeah, mellow candle. My M's are right there, so that's why I could just grab it. This is a reissue because, as you know, this is very, very expensive to find an original. A wonderful album to be made by these people were basically kids when they made this. That's why I like to stay involved in the talent shows and stuff, and with youth. I like to encourage kids to make music and be arty, because, excuse me, some amazing things can happen artistically when we're still young. Yeah, I like the Men That Couldn't Hang. I don't listen to the Pogues much, but I like those bands, and I'm aware of them. I mostly have stuff like that in my video collection. The Pogues, the Men That Couldn't Hang. Yeah, I like this stuff. So, are you familiar with the late 80s band Area? Yes, I still have that. I do. Sure do. Yes, I have Trip to the Body by Johan Timmons. I have a bunch of Dutch music. But to just pop it off my head like that, it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Super Sister, Robert Jan Steps, you know, you just mentioned Johan Timmons. I got that. MDE J6C, do you mind what your questions? Do you mind? Okay. Let's just stop and think about what you just asked me. I don't know you. Okay. Good morning, Tucson, Arizona. Lancome are brilliant. Yes, I've heard them. Yeah, exactly, Stephanie. Tell me just back, don't be asking me that stuff. If I got to go to the bathroom, I go to the bathroom. Leave me the fuck alone. Damn. Some people, you know what I'm saying? I'm not angry. It's like, what's up? What's up with that? Who the fuck is this? You know something? I just may ban the bot. Okay? I just might. All right? Okay, so thank you. Let me do that now. Because again, I don't want to be a dick, but if this guy is how do I ban him? Well, I just ignore him. How's that? I'll ignore him. Okay. Good morning, San Francisco. So that's where you're at, Barris Wheel. And so we're not going to refocus on the troll. Okay. It's over. Okay. All right. Thank you for helping me to see that's part of the world we live in. I don't immediately assume that the jerk shit is a bot, but I'm catching on now that a lot of jerk shit on the internet is bots. So thank you. And there's BTS Dance saying you got some serious anger issues. What do you know about anger? BT Dance Studio. Have you studied in school? Do you know about anger? I don't have anger issues. I'm very direct. I say what's on my mind. That's not anger. So, okay. Explain yourself. Are you educated? Interesting hand and arm shape on the magazine cover on your wall. Does it mean anything? No, I'm sitting with my arms on a chair in the room here. On that chair right there. Thank you, Stephanie. Already still listening to EO. Cool. Do you think you'll do more Zoom interviews with musicians? All you've done have been wonderful. I do them as they come up. Ray Russell is Tuesday. Okay. I'm going to be with Study on his channel on Thursday. Okay. I'm not pursuing them so much. I pursued Ray because I had thought about a while back talking to Ray, and then it came to me and says, get a hold of Ray. So if it comes up, it comes up. Okay. I don't plan these things. Cool. Yes, I am planning on going to see William Basinski when he comes to Omaha, even though there probably won't be much to see. You know what I mean? I mean, he'll be probably be at a laptop or something. Yeah, Robert. It's a big world, and there's all kinds of people, and some people who don't have good self awareness, and so they act foolishly, like the president. So yeah, I do drink a lot of coffee in the morning. I do realize that I have to go to the bathroom often. I just do it. Okay. All right. Greetings to you in Oakland. Yeah. I never saw Miles play, but Miles Davis has been to our house. So I've been with Miles Davis at my house, but he wasn't playing. He was scoring drugs. Yeah, I've hung around with Miles Davis. That's like I say, I just, folks that don't understand me, I just wave them away, you know. They don't know what they're talking about. I don't have an anger issue. I speak direct. And if you say something irritating, I'll let you know I'm irritated. That's not anger. That's honest. That's honest communication. Okay. So I put the other person on notice. What do you know about anger issues? You got something to teach me? Bring it on. I've never bought Sade, but I recognize that Sade is good. So I watch her videos, but there's no reason to buy that music. I live a sexless life. Okay. So music that's talking about relationships and love and stuff and sex, I don't have an interest in it. So Sade, no, I don't be playing that kind of music at home. I don't have a favorite cluster record because they all change, Michael. How can you have a favorite? That's like when I make my videos and I'll be enthusiastic at the moment, say, this is my favorite. That's what I'm feeling at the moment. But I don't keep a list in my head of this is my favorite. I really don't. They all have their value. I don't know what it would be, the cluster. I know that Grosses Wasser, when that came out, I bought that when it came out like brand new. So I connected with that album deeply because of that. But when I go back to their first records, they're just awesome. They are. Yeah, yeah, they are. Yeah, Study is good. Well, artist, a band that you wish had seen live, lots of them, but nothing that really comes to mind. No. Guitar solo, no. Those are sort of questions that you're not going to get an answer from me. Favorite guitar solo of all time? That's not even a fun question. The Robin Guthrie solo work has been disappointing to me. And I met Robin Guthrie, got to hang out with him. My shelves were built for me by a friend. Good morning, Mercury Rising. Thursday, Barris, is when I record with Stunty. I don't know if it's going to be online on that day or not, but that's when we are scheduled to um, hook up. Is on Thursday. So it's an hour. And in the mornings, I do, because of the coffee I drink, I do have several. It's like I'll go to the bathroom and then 5 minutes later, I got to go again. I just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I just deal with it. So what I'm going to do is get another cup of coffee. I'll be back. Let's see. Are we still rocking, or is it time to go? Let's see. Where did it? Okay. I'm so glad you're here with me, Stephanie. You know, the guitar solo by Mick Taylor on Winter isn't exceptional, and that was the thing that got me to like that Stones record, is that solo. So good one, Mick Taylor. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 70. I'll be 71 in a few months. So it's an age thing, but I drink a lot of coffee, you know. I just live with it. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I love folk music. I do. And it's not, like I've explained, it's not so much the stories, it's the rhythm of the music, the instrumentation. Um, yeah, like Fairport Convention. I love that stuff. Steel Eye Span. I saw Steel Eye Span live. They were great. And T-Rex, I like T-Rex. When I played with Joe Budenholzer one Christmas, we did the whole album, um, the, with the black and gold cover. So I know the whole album. But, you know, as a personality, Mark Bolan was the sort of person that I probably would not have necessarily liked. So that's how I feel about T-Rex. Yeah, Fairport Convention is fantastic. Love them. Coffee. I just like, my favorite coffee is Pear's Cinnamon Nut Swirl. I've been drinking it for years. I have several types of coffee, but this is the one I always like. Yeah, I've seen Weather Report 3 times. I met Miroslav Vitus and Wayne Shorter. Good day to you, Vinyl Fever 4300. Yeah, Weather Report, and with Jaco Pastorius twice. Incredible. You bet, Mercury Rising. And Massive Attack is supposed to have something new out this year. I'm looking forward to that. Glad I got to see Massive Attack live, too. The one time they came to America in 1998. Drove up to Minneapolis for it. It was worth it. You've seen Fairport 3 times. Nice. And got to meet Simon Nicole. Very nice. Yeah, those are golden memories. I love stuff like that, when you can meet the musicians who bring us so much joy. No, I don't create playlists. Sorry. It would be great if you could create a jazz playlist on your YouTube page. No, it wouldn't, because that's not something that I would do. Sorry. Yeah. And the Ken Burns jazz, I don't think is all that comprehensive, but it's a nice introduction. Ken Burns really don't know shit about jazz, actually. Cool. Fairport in 95. They still doing that thing every year? Is it like what, Crop Ready or something? They have the yearly folk festivals, which is pretty good. Does he even mention ECM in his documentary? Who? Hey, Duke. Dark coffee bean, hot water. Listening to Sting today. Cool. A friend of mine, Sandy Aquila, was Sting's personal masseuse for years and toured with him several times. Yeah, Sandy Denny was apparently quite a character, much larger than life. Yeah, and I have the Sandy Denny box set. I know what I like, people. Ken Burns. Oh, okay. Yeah, he doesn't even mention ECM in the, yeah. Into that story. ECM would be like I'd have to make a particular type of record, but that's something I have fantasized about when I was much younger. Seeing myself on an ECM release, that would be cool. I was in my early days of Digital Sex. We had contact with Geffen Records, 4AD, who else? A couple other labels. It wasn't pleasant. But did I want to be on a label? Yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar with Love Spirals Downwards from the 90s. Sure am. I might still have them on something, possibly a compilation. Yes, Pentangle. I couldn't think of the name Pentangle. I got the Pentangle right over here. Sure do love them. Brian Jonestown's Massacre made one song that I think is good, but they're just like typical musicians, okay? That documentary where they have the fight on stage, that's typical. Well, nothing unusual. And I thought the band is okay. Just okay. Not even good enough to buy. One song did, I can't remember the name of it. Artie is obsessed with Racing Mount Pleasant. Haven't heard him yet, or if I have, I don't remember that name. So if I see it, I'll check it out, because I do check everything out that I can. Mm-hmm. Rose Garden, the band that had the big hit. Yeah, I like that. When it comes to Music Concrete, please, it's very simple. Look it up on the internet, and the names that they're going to tell you, first off, are going to be like Pierre Henry and Pierre Schaeffer. It's right there where to start, okay? I'm like this because everything is available on the internet. Time to do some research and have fun with it. Yeah, Bark Psychosis was something special. I just have a couple of their records. They were kind of mysterious to me, but the music, it's there in the music. Yeah, I've seen Zappa live twice. I've met several of the Mothers of Invention. When Dweezil Zappa last played here in Omaha, I was a guest of the band and got to hang out with Dweezil backstage. Yeah, I saw Zappa with Steely Dan opening back in 73 or 4. Steely Dan opened for the Mothers of Invention. Jim Gordon, the man who murdered his mother, was on drums that night with Frank Zappa. Yes, I've seen Zappa. And Ray White and Ike Willis, I partied with them. They were brought to my house. I've told that story. Yeah, I got Boomerang. I sure do. Just like I say, I hoover music. I don't know everything, but I listen to a lot. Boomerang is good. I have Stars of the Lid, y'all. Keep thinking you're telling me something I don't know about. I got Stars of the Lid. Sure do. Yeah, I watched the Swans documentary. Morton Feldman is deep listening. Haven't listened to Feldman in a while. Okay. There's so much music, but I know the music of Morton Feldman. Very important composer. I'm about to get out of here, folks. Yeah, Jah Wobble once again, is kind of like a person who I think I'd probably like and probably has evolved as a person. So, but am I impressed with his bass playing? Well, no, I don't think he's brilliant. Frankly, I don't. But that's the that's the beauty of music. So Robert is asking, where do you think music or the perception of it is going with all that AI going on? Jack Snap, my email is Dereck Vaughn, DERECKVON @gmail.com. What's going to go on with AI? We're not going to be happy with it because everything is run based things that are developed based on who can make money. And so people who are figuring out how to make money with AI are going to make the money first. I do not like Evanescence, okay? And that whole genre of rock music, Evanescence, don't like it. Well, thanks for being here, Brennan. Take care, Source Direct. I'm glad you're here with me, Stephanie. I love you so much. I miss you, but I don't want to come to California. I don't. Now, I like Pill. I like to listen to Pill every now and then, and I saw them live. Tried to meet Johnny Rotten, but I don't have Metal Box anymore. And I can't think of anything that a record where the packaging makes it a pain to store on your shelf. Probably, but nothing comes to mind. Yeah, Sly and Robbie, since they passed, they played so much. Yes, I love the Abyssinians. Sata Masagana. That's a hymn. Okay, so we're getting some more troll stuff, and just ignore it, people. Just ignore it. M. Howell, cheerio. Yeah. Okay, remove. There you go. No, record store day. See, it's just a naked money grab. The fact that they have a Zoetrope Peter Gabriel, well, they know that Peter Gabriel fans like me are probably going to buy it. But no, I am not excited by record store day in general. The way that it has evolved into just bleeding people for money, I don't like that. So I don't look forward to it. I really don't. Abyssinians, Sata Masagana. A little bit more, folks. I'm about ready to roll out. But I like, yeah. Peace, Robert. I'm so glad you're back with us. Stephanie, do you remember Robert Stewart, don't you? I'm gonna talk about him, big old Robert Stewart. Remember Robert? Love that cat. Cheers, Bluger. What's going on? What's your name? BB Luger. What is that about? Well, I have End of Asia. I have an original. See, restructures. I already have it. Thank you. I don't mind. I have to just, because I take people seriously. It takes me for a minute to realize, okay, this is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have to get sidetracked by it. LTJ Bookham is exceptional when it comes to drum and bass. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Because of the upgrade in my studio on my new record, you haven't heard it yet, there's going to be some things where it will remind you of drum and bass because I'm using some of those elements since some of that technology is now available to me. But I got tired of drum and bass overall really quick. Ronnie Size and LTJ Bookham stand out to me. Yes, Stephanie, Robert. Love Robert. Yeah, baby. Don Carlos, Third World, Gladiators. Like I said, one of the singers from the band The Gladiators painted my house. Melvin Reed. Mellow. Sending you. Oh, there's Henry in Finland. You've sent me some stuff. Much love to you. Now, see, I'm not into the idea of traveling in the world right now, but I would like to see. I would like to go to Finland. I would. Yeah, I got Ronnie Size brown paper bag. That's killer. It sure is. Hey, John, I watch documentaries all the time, and so I can't think of one that stands out. I just watched a old BBC one on Edgar Varese. That's all I can tell you. I'm sorry that, I'm not so good at this. People ask me specific things, and I'm not very good. Any views on Marky Smith in the Fall? Well, the thing is, I bought the Fall's very first record when it first came out because of what I read about it in the NME, and I thought it was pretty good. It's the new thing. I have one record left by the Fall, but Mark was a drunk, and I don't drink, and so I don't relate to that about him, and that comes through in the music and his performance. It's part of why I don't like Tom Waits, even though he's just a caricature. But I don't relate to that, so I have a lot of classical music. I cannot tell you a standout, except for the fact that I was heavily inspired by Stravinsky, Debussy, and Ravel, and Scriabin. Okay, so there you go. Those are some of my favorites. Toru Takamitsu. Okay, we can go on. Rachmaninoff. I love classical music. No plans to interview anyone. Okay, I have no plans to interview anyone except the one coming up. Ray Russell. I told you, if it just comes up, it comes up. I'm not planning. Only thing I'm planning on is putting out this record. I don't. I don't. I don't know about Tom Waits, so don't ask. I know you're a Genesis fan. I recently picked up an early reissue of Trespass. Yeah, I love Genesis. I do. Yeah, I've seen the Bad Brains documentary, and when I saw the Bad Brains here in Omaha, I just missed out smoking with them because my friend scored for them, but I missed out on that. And the Bad Brains played so hard they made the stage come apart. They were amazing. They were amazing. And HR is mentally ill. He has schizophrenia. It's not a choice. It's something he has to live with. Yeah, I like Black Midi. Haven't listened to them for a while. I sold the Jordy Griep solo album. I didn't care for the music is great, but I didn't care for him, what he's talking about. So I got rid of it. And I've seen Black Midi live. Yeah. Nice. Portugal. Are you familiar with Marvelous Kid After the Race? Probably, but not enough to say anything about it. Why do you ask? Yeah, and I like what I've heard from the Dalek Charles Hayward collaboration. It sounds pretty cool. I've seen Dalek live too. No, I'm not into Drexia. Not particularly into Drexia. Keep it coming, folks, because like I say, I'm on my second cup of coffee, and probably when this is done, I'll be out of here. No, I've already seen Sun. There's no reason to go. I've already seen them. If anything, I would want to go and talk to them, but I've already experienced Sun. So no, I'm not going. Anything else, people? Okay, Jack Snap. Okay, cool. Yeah, when it comes to that stuff, DJ Shadow and Jay Dilla, it is a whole thing unto itself. that is very substantial. I'm not particularly into it, but I recognize it. Stephanie's having a muffin with the coffee. Right on, Stephanie. Blueberry muffin. Like I said, Jeff, I just do this when I feel it. Okay. Maybe there'll be more. Maybe there won't. I just do as I feel. No, DJ Shadow's around. Okay, about Jay Dilla. No, I can't recommend Matt because I don't follow that DJ Shadow. So I can't recommend. Someone else might be able to. Yeah, I've listened to the Lucretia Dalt. I have the videos. It's cool. It's cool. I want to see Tortoise in Helsinki. Cool. Wow, that's unfortunate that Jeff Parker wasn't on the tour. Yeah, I've met Jeff Parker. Cool guy. Cool guy. Good player. Well, very good. I'm glad you joined us. Do you have anything to ask? 113, no. Because I'm not doing nothing. See, it's like I noticed that about Stunty. He'll be on for 2.5 hours or so, and it's like shit. And he does it all the time. I'm not going to do that. But it's like this is kind of cool, when people kind of drop in and leave, and the thing I'm learning about still is the plethora of bots and people who have nothing better to do than to act like an ass. So I'm learning. There's Tim. Hello, correct. There you go. Someone just mentioned Burial and Fortet. I couldn't have thought of that, but he's right. And I have both of those artists in my collection. Any songs or anything you are working on specifically, Dereck? Not specifically, but yes, I have music I'm working on, but not a particular song. I have a folder of music that's in process. I do. No, I'm not a fan of the Royal Potato Family label. I don't particularly like Medeski, Martin, and those guys. Don't particularly. They're good players, but with the way that focus, cool, Minto. So this is interesting to me. I don't particularly know why it helps if somebody hits the like button or not. I don't really care, There's 100 people in the live room here. That's nice. Nice. Talk to me, people, before I go. Come on now. Yes, keep it coming, people. 10 Tricks Point Never and Laurel Halo. Thank you. Someone wanted to know about electronic music. I like both of them, and I have both in the collection. Love them. I understand Laurel Halo has a new album. I haven't come across it yet. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Good Water got here late. I've already talked about the coffee, cinnamon nut swirl. That's my favorite. Okay. Cinnamon nut swirl is the type I like. Yeah, Mika Vino. I've got him. Sure do. Oh, I love that Oh Yeah album by Jan Hammer. Saw them live with Jeff Beck. Whew. Whew, that was a scorcher. Jan Hammer with Jeff Beck. Shit. Whew. Keeping Up with La Tempa. I'll check them out. So see, there's a name that doesn't ring a bell. It doesn't mean that I haven't listened to La Tempa, but it doesn't ring a bell. So if I remember, I'll check out some La Tempa. So let me try something here. I'm going to see. I'm going to put on some music and tell me how the fidelity is. Pears, okay? Pears is the coffee brand. I don't know anything else. Pears. Okay. Tell me how the quality of the music is, because if it's bad, I'm going to take it off. Yes, Stephanie, we knew the Becks. Ronnie and Donnie Beck. Can you hear the music clearly, or is it muffled? Okay. Someone says, glad you're a Jeff Beck fan. Come on, how could you not? Again, I'm not angry. This is my enthusiasm. How could you not be a Jeff Beck fan? Come on now. Okay, so that little bit I played is one of the new tracks that's going to be on Window, on the physical CD. Oh, Stephanie's thinking about a white kid. Oh yes, Becker, not Becker. Went to he was a friend of James's. We went to Creighton Prep together. Yeah, so I'm gonna not play music right now. Sounds like Happy the Man. That's a nice compliment. Thank you. I like Happy the Man. Good choices here. I'm seeing what Matt bought. I like all those musicians, all of them. Michelle Indigiocello. I've got some of her music. I sure do. She's badass. Sure do. So let me do this. Let me open up one of my recent archival CDs and play something in the background, because those are good records and not all of you own them. And some of you all should get them. So let's see. Excuse me. Here we go. Hello, Madison. Sean is here. Thank you, Vinyl Fever. I try to make good records. Avalanches are good. I have Avalanches. Can you hear this? Casamos is good, yes, from Germany. Sorry, I'm just not going to answer favorites. It's just too hard. Okay, Matt? Sorry. Can you hear that, folks? Thank you, Stephanie. Listen, Sonister is cool. So what I'm playing is released. It's on my CD. I put the box away already. It's on here. Go to Bandcamp and buy a copy of that bitch. I'm telling you, my music is good. I didn't just get good all of a sudden. I'm being emphatic, not angry. I'm telling you, I know I'm a badass. I know I'm good. Go to my Bandcamp page and buy some physical CDs. This shit is tight. It is released. It's on here. Buy it. Thank you. Yeah, I be grooving, y'all. It's from my album Here. Go to my Bandcamp page and buy it. Front 242 is cool. Cheers, Belgium. I've played in Belgium at the Botanique. Thank you, Goodwater. My music is damn good. Yes, it is. It is. So, I'm going to say it again. I didn't just get good. Yeah, Botanique is a great venue. I just missed seeing Magma. I played there, and then 2 days later, Magma played at the Botanique. Oh, I was so mad I couldn't stay. Soul music. My music is soul music. It's as good as anything. So go to my Bandcamp page and buy some CDs. Buy this music. I just love that you're here with me, Stephanie. Isn't this fun? Yeah, Front 242 were ahead of the game. They were with their body music, electronic body music. That's a nice compliment to be compared to them. Thank you. So I'm not working on anything in particular, but I have a show coming up next week, another ambient night. And we'll probably come up with something new for that. Yeah, OC's at Botanique, that would be cool. I like OC's. I like Coach Whips too, the band that came before. That's good. That's very real. Von, it's German. The Stephanie Von Higgins, Dereck Von Higgins, my dad. He was in the service. Who knows? My dad liked to smoke a lot of weed. Probably thought it sounded good. Well, there are some shows of me live on my. Look in my playlist. I have a playlist on my channel. There's some video of me live. Nope, I can't say that I've heard Laszlo Benker. Okay. We got banned by the Geneva Convention. Is Von Dutch? I don't know. Yeah, man, here. Play that motherfucker, because that shit's good. Okay? Yeah, Dad was a pothead. I remember when I moved down to Albuquerque to go to college and live with him and smoked with him for the first time. That was funny. He set me up. You didn't have to retract that, Stephanie. Dad was a pothead. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'd like to find the common on vinyl. I have Sphero. I have one of the Spheros. Yeah, I like owning records like that from the past. I do. And I just got turned on to something through Bandcamp through a friend, but I can't remember it. But it was really good. Cheers, Montreal, please. Buy some music. It's all good. Cool, Matt. Matt F, when I see your name, it reminds me of Matt Vogt, who I've played with. He has a band called Head of Femur in Lincoln, but he's also played with me with David Nance. When I see your name, that makes me think of Matt right away. Good musician, good person. Okay, so yeah, I'm starting to think, okay, I'm about done here. It just, again, thank you. Blake DeForest, who is, like I said, working on a cruise ship right now, the trumpet player on the Muse, young man, love him dearly. He was with me in the band Chemicals. That's when I met him. But he is on a cruise ship, and he has met a girl. I knew he would. I told him, "You gonna meet somebody." He did. He got engaged. I just hope it lasts. I'm not like that. Blake's been through a bunch of girls since I met him in 10 years. I just can't do that. Oh, so Kerwalk was talking to my sister. Yeah, about Adrian's show. See, they have two sisters. Yeah. But since I can show it right quick, this is Stephanie's artwork. Adrian's artwork I have not used on my records. It doesn't fit. I love Stephanie's artwork, and I asked her to let me use this. I love this design. And there we are as teenagers. Stephanie with her son Kareem as a baby, and me. This is sold out. Good luck finding it out, and good luck finding a copy of this. It's on orange vinyl, and there's a black vinyl version as well. Good luck finding one. Hello, Steve in Los Angeles. Much love to you. Much love. And see, then I put it in those new 4mm sleeves. Isn't that just tight? Damn, that looks sweet. Thank you, Stephanie, for that wonderful artwork. It's wonderful. I'm 6'2.5". I'm glad that you were able to get some Sakamoto. And Vinyl Fever has number 44 out of 100 of the Dereck 2. Well, how about that? Last copy I sold of this, I sold for $100. I'm glad you're still with us, John. And John, I want to thank you. You've sent me some nice records over the years. You didn't have to, but you've sent me some good music over the years. Thank you so much. And yes, I am totally jealous of what I've seen of your collection. Totally. This is fun, people. This is what we need. This is what we need to do, is just share good times and good feelings amongst others. I'm not a fan of Noah Lewis Cole. I'm not a fan, no. Oh, Oakenfold has it too. Cool. Oh, yes, Stephanie. Love your artwork. I do. I feel it. I feel the shapes. Look at that, folks. I feel that. I feel it. Well, this is nice. I'm hearing from people who have actually bought my music. Nice. Vinyl Fever actually has 2 copies of Dereck 3. Nice. I'm honored. I'm honored, people. Thank you. So, I mean, there you go. You have my music, so you know it's good. If you don't have the CDs that I mentioned here, DHX, and another one, I still have copies. All this music is good. Ain't no bullshit on my CDs. Do you dislike the music from Dean Blunt? That's a funny question. I'm not particularly focused on Dean Blunt. Can't remember what he sounds like. Thank you, John McCrae. I needed breaks between listens. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, I like the fact that I'm over here. Hendrix, Henry Cow, well, a whole bunch in between there, and then Higgins, High Llamas. Greetings, Italy. Another place that when I went to Europe, we did not tour Italy. I was so disappointed. I love Italian music. I do. Stephanie's getting love. Stephanie's getting that love. Yeah, man. Henry Cowell, one of the greatest. Like I say, Dagmar Krause from Art Bears Henry Cowell is a friend of mine, but she won't come on here and talk to y'all, but she talks to me. Yeah, it sounds cold up there in Ontario. Listen, Tom Jobim doesn't get much better, does it? So just to let you know, folks, just like the last one here, got about 10 minutes before we hit the 2 o'clock, 2 hour, and I'm saying that's a good. I've been on here for 2 hours. That's a good cutoff point. So just letting you know, I'm about to jet out of here. I really enjoyed this time with you folks. I'm really glad that Stephanie, that you're here with me. All you other folks, again, thank you for helping me to filter out bots and bullshit. Also, thank you for not being like most jerks where people will get some spam and some bots, and then the next thing you know, all that people are talking about is that. We're not going to do that here. Cool. Derek Bailey and Anthony Braxton, first duo concert. I have to look to see if I have that. Greetings, Rio. Greetings, Rio de Janeiro. I don't know how I would do in Brazil, but I'm intrigued by the country and I'd like to experience it. I would. Yeah, reprogram from, thank you, from Indrima. Time flies when you're having fun. It's true. That's why when I'm recording in the studio, I can do it all day. I got Dorothy Carter. I do. I do. Have a blessed day, Duke. Peace, Sean. Hope you're feeling better. Hope the flu is gone. 15 years you've been here, Oakenshield. Wow. Do you know Maruja? Doesn't ring a bell, but I think I do. Yeah, Last Exit is a good one. Last Exit is a good album. Are we done? Are we done, people? I don't intend to watch any of the Super Bowl, but I do intend to check out the aftermath. You know what I'm saying? In the independent news to see, because the world is crazy right now. Yeah, we're about wrapping it up, Mercury Rising. Again, like I said, you can keep me on here if you ask questions, but if there's nothing else to talk about, then I'm about ready to go. Yes, bless Bad Bunny. Yeah, what's going on in America right now politically is absolutely insane. No, if you're already mentioning, are there artists in your loop recently that you'd recommend before you go? No one comes to mind off the top of my head. Me. I'm a very egotistical. Me. Have you listened to me? Yeah, I got cul-de-sac. I haven't listened to it in a long time, but I like cul-de-sac. I sure do. Enjoy the groove, Vinyl Fever. Well, Kawaki, you're here late, but again, if you bring up something that keeps me on here, I'll keep talking. But otherwise, like I said, I could go. I could just go. I mean, it's been 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm not, well, I'm not on here live, but I don't sit here like for 2 hours steady all the time. That's why I'm not all fat and dumpy in the middle because I get up off my ass and move around. And I dance, I clean the house, I walk. No, Bill Laswell has played with so many people. How could I? But do I like Praxis, and I like Arcana. I like Web. I have those. I have a bunch of Bill Laswell. I can't remember, but he is pretty damn consistent, okay? Yeah, I'm looking forward to Lorraine. She'll probably drop something new this year. When you perform live, do you ever take left turns improvising? I sure do all the time. That's what improvising is. You don't know what you're going to do. And sometimes something will pop up to do, and I do it. Yes, I do. I sure do. I love improvisation. Any thoughts on those really bizarre, inappropriate bands that Patrick Mata mentioned? Why do you think of them as inappropriate, Mercury Rising? And then bring up and tell me an example of a band you think is inappropriate, and then I'll answer. I'm not a big fan of duo LPs per se. Ron Carter and Jim Hall, that stuff is pleasant to listen to, but I'm not a big jazz listener, okay? So I'm curious, who did you think is inappropriate, Mercury Rising? You have my attention. Oh, I love Tribal Tech. I love Herbie Hancock. Told you a story about meeting Herbie, getting to talk to him about the band album Crossings. Tribal Tech, Scott Henderson, the whole band, all those guys, great players, great players. Waiting to see what Mercury Rising says. I'm curious about that question. Yeah, Scott Henderson is incredible. Great guitarist. I don't know that I thought that Christian Death was inappropriate. Is that what you meant? You mean Mercury Rising? Cool, Stephanie. You saw Herbie Hancock one time. Cool. Yeah, there may be some clips of me playing that I don't know about that are online. Okay, it could be. Yeah, Holdsworth and Henderson could carry each other's luggage. And I'm so glad I got to meet Alan Holdsworth, and he let me play his guitar. Blew me away. So when it comes to digital audio workstations, I use three. My favorite is Reason, but I also use Ableton, and I use Reaper. A lot of people use Logic and have been using it for a long time, but I never got to get familiar with it. I've reached out to Rick Agnew recently. I have a feeling he's not doing too well. I'll say that much. Okay. Met Alan in Chicago in 2014. Yeah, he's a good. What a loss. He was really humble. Really, I don't think he really understood his gift. He was amazing. Mercury Rising, are you coming back or not? Because I want to know. That has my curiosity. Inappropriate. What does he mean? Inappropriate. Scott Henderson, Tribal Tech. He's also a very astute educator. I think he's up at Berkeley still. I think Holdsworth used self-deprecation because he didn't want a big head. Well, probably. I think it was part of his nature as a person. Yeah. Sex gang children. I didn't care for them. I didn't think of them as inappropriate. It's just sex gang show. It's just a name. to get your attention. But the band wasn't, I didn't think the band was any good. Nice. Glenn Michael Thompson plays a carbon Holdsworth guitar. I bet it is nice. I bet it is. See, I'm still here after 2 hours because, again, you talk to me, I'll stay here. Food-wise, I'm probably going to make some lentil soup today for tomorrow. Yes, I have players. What a horrible cover. I don't play my guitar very much. It comes and goes. Don't play it too much these days. You made lentil soup yesterday, Stephanie? Cool. Yeah, I'm going to make some today. I do it the old way that Grandma taught us. I separate the beans, the bad beans, and then I soak them. And I put in the soak a few vegetables. Oh, it's going to be good. Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad that Stephanie, people are noticing your presence here. I love all my brothers and sisters. I've always been very close to my sister Stephanie. Okay, so a band like Throbbing Gristle is probably inappropriate to some. Yes, I can see that some would think of it as inappropriate because they used things on purpose that were jarring and upsetting. But it was art. But some of it was, I'll agree, inappropriate. When I saw Chris and Cozy live, they projected a lot of pornography on the walls while they were playing. It was a little overwhelming. Okay, Merv. No, I'm not planning on doing this regularly, Glenn. No, I'm not planning on anything. I just do it. Yeah, CPL are great. No plans to do this regularly. You're here today, enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. That's why I'm here. The only thing that I say I do regularly is work on music. It's hard to say, Matt. You ask me these questions, and again, my brain freezes. Do you have any album recommendations that are bare bones, and minimal, raw, and instrumental? Probably. Ain't nothing coming to mind right now, bro. I know you don't like country. Do you like Giant Sand, Howie Gelb? I know the music, but it just doesn't hold my interest. How's that? I'm really not interested in that, listening to music like that. Generally speaking, I'm not. I probably still have something by Giant Sand on CD. Yeah, I do my videos, because I do the daily videos anymore because I do enjoy it. Okay. I have the Zappa Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. I haven't played it in a long time. I was just watching the latest interview on Amit Zappa's channel of him talking to Steve Vai. Wonderful conversation because, again, Steve Vai was around when Amit was just a little kid. So some of those memories come up and it's touching. It's neat. It's neat to hear those stories. Yes, the 4 mils are creating crowding issues already because they're thicker. So I have to be more careful. So I'm already more out of room than I am now. Someone's trying to help you, Matt, with bare bones and minimal. When you asked that the last, I didn't think of John Fahey, Jack Rose, but that's what he thought of. See, I don't know. I'm sure I have many things that would fit what you're looking for, but Bark Psychosis, actually, have you heard Bark Psychosis? Okay. It doesn't actually fit that, except that the way the music starts is real bare bones, but then it grows. Stunty is cool. Yeah, Zappa's humor is a whole nother thing. It's not why I'm into him. When I first heard the Mothers, they PTSD'd me with Brown Shoes Don't Make It, talking about child sexual abuse. So it's not so much what Zappa says, it's what he plays for me. But I love that Zappa was succinct in seeing how things are when it comes to the mechanisms of the world and politics. He saw clearly just how fucked up it is, and he saw how it was going to go, and here we are. Yeah, Steve Vai would be a great instructor, and I don't have any. Well, I do. I have Flexible. That's the only Steve Vai record I have. Well, people love Zappa. You know, I'm like I say about Dylan. I don't put anyone on a pedestal. I see through. They're all human. Zappa had his crappy side. Okay. Thursday I'll be on with Sundays with Stunty. Bill's Box of Sound. See, the comments reactivate my energy. So yes, I admire Steve Vai's playing. He seems like a really nice person too. Yeah, and I like the Jazz from Hell album too. I like the Synclavier. I like Zappa's Synclavier work. But he saw it clearly. Of course, I did too. Yeah, we've got it worked out. I'll be joining him at 10 o'clock my time, whatever time that is for him. That's when it's happening on Thursday. I don't know. Apparently, it will be live. I don't know. Oh, Stephen Mikas is wonderful. See, I would never have thought of him when you say minimal and Mikas. That's some healthy music, spiritual. Yeah, Satriani and Vai playing together in concert, that would be monstrous. Okay, correct. Yeah. Yep, Mark Nassif. Sure, I don't have that one, but I have heard of it, and I have some Mark Nassif. I have two of his albums, but I don't have that one. Dan, Steve Vai has no guitars and Murky. Good to see you, Dan. How are you? Yeah, Paul Horn. I probably got about 15 to 20 Paul Horn albums. Okay, that answers your question. That is some wonderful music. Got them all. The Great Pyramid. Yeah, at Taj Mahal. Got them all. Fantastic music. Very healing. Yeah, I recommend that. Yeah, you're right, Vinyl Fever. Yeah, they're cheap too. Get them. Yeah, you saw the Beat Show. Awesome. So this is cool. Glenn has been working with Sean Phillips. He decided he can't tour anymore. He's 83. Bummer. But again, I was just listening to Sean Phillips. I don't have his albums anymore. I used to have a bunch, but I do respect him and love him. But he's part of my past. Yeah, get on some Paul Horn, Krawat. Paul Horn with Halpern. I've got those too. I sure do. See, I'm so out of room that most of those records are in the closet, but I still have them. Like a lot of my classical music, it's not that I devalue them. It's just that, I'm out of room. So I'm loving that some of you folks are getting some new ideas for music to listen to or to try out from this conversation. Okay, I'm about to remove you because your comments are bullshit. Yeah, Spectrum Suite. Haven't played it in a long time. Very good. Take notes. Yeah. Well, Keith Jarrett's was just amazing, and it's a shame that he can't play and his body is like this, literally. But when I saw him play live, that was one of those. See, I can't say what's my favorite, but when you bring it up, it's like, oh yeah, that was quite an experience to see and hear Keith Jarrett and his group play live. Talk about music being alive. Yeah, haven't played any Jarrett in a while, but one of my favorite. See, here we go. This is how they come up. Just it'll pop up. Hymns, Spheres, where Keith Jarrett plays the organ. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites is when he's on the organ. Sure enough. Yeah, DeJohnette is amazing. I saw him with Paul Motion, but I've seen Jack DeJohnette too as well, and got to talk to. Well, I've seen DeJohnette twice. Yeah, right on. Get that list going, Krawat, Tim. Get it going. Yeah, Cole concert is amazing. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit more, and then we go. Yeah, spirits. Yeah. Yeah, Dewey Redman and DeJohnette steal the show on 8081. I agree. Dewey Redman really stands out on that album. It's a good one. It's a good one. Thanks, Stephanie. Yeah, I'm glad to say that mostly I seem to attract quality people and people that are less than, they quickly show their ass here in the conversation. What is this? Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hemispheres is awesome. A little bit more, folks. Yeah, I got Lee Scratch Perry, of course. I love it. I love it. I just don't listen to him a lot. But he was like a genius in many ways. Lee Scratch Perry. It was through his embodiment of the music that made the tracks so good. He was a shaman. That's the word. I think Scratch Perry was a shaman. Mm-hmm. Yes. DeJohnette was a gentleman. Yes, thank you, Tim. I'm enjoying this. This is why I'm still here. It's like I said I was going to leave 15 minutes ago. I'm still here because the collective energy and focus of what we're sharing is positive and enriching. The arts and music, so important, so enriching. I'm not going to down organized sports, but that's why I'm not into organized sports because it doesn't enrich me like this. I like to play sports, but I don't like to watch sports. Yeah. Yeah. Burning Spear. I met Burning Spear. What a Winston Rodney. What a wonderful man. I've seen Burning Spear a few times, but when I got to meet him, I felt his heart. See, that's why I like to meet people. And people, their energy, you can fool me, but mostly if I get in your presence, I'll feel you and I'll know. Burning Spear is incredible. It is 46 degrees right now in Omaha. Very nice. But I still like to turn on my room heater because I just like that. Creating music is very good for the soul. It is very good for the soul. Linton Kwesi Johnson is another one. He's a poet, okay, and he's a very good poet, and he's very on point regarding his view regarding Black people and history. I got him. Jay is right over there. No, I don't have a favorite synthesizer. I use what's in the box. My Roland Juno 60 needs repair, and it's just too expensive. So I just use what's in the box, in the DAWs, and they give you a nice variety. I use them all. I have an old Yamaha and sequential circuits. I don't play them much these days. I really like the convenience of the DAW. It's something I dreamed about before I knew such a thing existed. So I love it. That's why I'm more than happy to be using the keyboard to create music. I don't have to play the guitar or the bass anymore like I used to. I play them, and when I do play them, I get into it. You don't have to send me Sean's latest CD, but thank you. That's a nice thought. You don't have to send it to me. Because honestly, I'm more interested in receiving vinyl. I'm so out of room. You have no idea. I'm just out of room. There's records everywhere. There's records everywhere. So I accept vinyl. I'm not too interested in CDs. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw Utopia a bunch of times, but I did not see the first version of Utopia. I did not. This room is paradise. I appreciate my home and my collection very much. I don't remember which John Hassel album, but I'm telling you what, you can't go wrong with John Hassel. Are there any John Hassel records in your record store? Buy them. I'm fucking serious now. I think all of our rooms are starting to look like that. Record junkies, record nerds. I love it. I love it. But John Hassel, you can't go wrong. Sometimes that's my thought. And when people are saying, what's the best place to start with a certain artist? I say, start at the beginning. Get them all. Start at the beginning. And even then, you may be fooled because they don't end where they start. But if you're interested, do that and find out. Okay. I don't remember what record I showed. It could have been Earthquake Island. It could have been Power Spot by John Hassel. Don't remember. But both of those, you can't go wrong. And I use Richard Barbieri created a patch for Roland based on John Hassel's horn settings. I've used it several times. I use it on the Muse. Yeah, Kawat, start at the beginning. I mean, like, for example, you ever heard the very first Bee Gees records? even before they went into psychedelia. They were good from the beginning. Yeah, those Junos. Aaron Gum has my Juno 60. He's attempted to um, work on it, but it needs some parts and stuff. Odessa, you're all right. There's more than one Odessa, though. Are you talking about an Odessa, the recent band? Michael Wirtz, you bet. This is fun. I'm just, honestly, I'm just kind of curious. Well, what will come up next? It's got me staying here, people. I love you, Stephanie. Be well. Yeah, I do think I will be leaving shortly to get started on my soup. Cool, Matt. Oh, Bee Gees Odessa. I have Odessa. It's a good album by Bee Gees. Yeah, with the fuzzy cover. Having to move, if I had to move, that would be a major problem with these records because every time I've moved with my collection, it's been Idea by Bee Gees is really good too. It's been I hurt my back horribly when I moved into this house because of the records. But I'm still not into the idea of downsizing, just downsizing and selling large portions. This is what I've always wanted in my life. As a kid, I used to dream about, going into the back of a warehouse and it'd be just endless rows of records up. Yeah, I wish I could afford all the great Ian Carr records too. I was just listening to Ian Carr Nucleus. Man, he was on it. That stuff is good. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. One more trip to the coffee and bathroom, and if there's anything to address when I come back, I will. Otherwise, I'm going to say, see ya. Okay, let's see. Are we done? Are we done? Let's see. Or is there anything else here to address? Hello, G. Dawson. Thank you. Well, yes, of course. Apex Twin and Boards of Canada. I've got both. I like Boards of Canada better as far as listening. My reading IQ, I have the records. I don't like them that much, to be honest. No, I don't like them that much, but I have them. I have both Marillion and IQ in the collection. Very seldom listen to them. A lot of those vocals, I think, are just, I can't stand them. Coffee in Hand, Outer Galaxy. Glad you're here. Grazing Dreams, very good. So people are confabbing with each other here. That's nice. Some of you folks have met each other, right? Nice. Neo-prog. I don't even like that term, neo-prog, new prog. No, I really don't like Marillion. I've listened to Frost. I'll try again. To me, some of these new prog bands are like trying to imitate something as opposed to being original. That doesn't interest me at all. Trying to create the classic prog, like Machera di Sel. I just showed them recently an Italian band where that's what they do. They do it really well, so I like it, but I'm not interested in that. And then the whole genre of prog metal bands with the female vocals, like Evanescence, I don't like that at all. So since I'm kind of like this. Well, my goodness, look who's here. Rebecca, what's going on, lady? I think Wobbler's okay, but I'm not going to buy them. Musically, they're very good, but again, they have that aspect where they're trying to seemingly create something that's gone already, and that kind of, I'm not interested in that. So no, I'm not buying Wobbler. They're good musicians, though. I love Opeth. That's a different story. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you, Shireen of Shasta. Love you too. Namaste. Mm-hmm. Okay, Matt. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Very nice. Yes. I missed meeting Opeth. The last time they came to Omaha, I had a gig, so I couldn't go. I was playing, so I like Opeth. Their first album, the way they started was pretty rough, but they grew into something by the time they get around to Blackwater Park and Deliverance. And still, like that shit is killer. Some of my favorites, you know, heavy music. I love it. I'll be curious to see what they do next. I think Michael Ackerfeld is probably ready for a change. We'll see. I won't argue with that, Matt. Hard to say. Favorite Genesis album. Sorry, that's just it's a crap crest question. Favorite Genesis album? Uh-uh. Don't take it personally. It's just a crap question. I don't have any plans to travel. Do I think I'll travel overseas again? I don't know. But honestly, with the climate of the world right now, I don't want to go anywhere. So right now, the answer is no. Okay, so that's cool about David Sylvian. New Mexico, interesting. Well, Lamb Down is amazing. It was. M83 and Pastel Ghost. Once again, I think that music is for people younger than me. I had an M83 album for a while, tried to get into it. It's like, this music isn't made for me. It's for kids. It's for kids. Are they good? Pastel Ghost, are they good? Yeah. Not for me, though. Not at this time. I'm 70. Some music, and even like I was listening to, like I said it in a recent interview, recent video. I listened to some old Todd Rundgren, and I was like, geez, it's been that long. He sounds like a child to me. Okay, I'm going to answer this. What do you think of Steven Wilson's most recent albums? I think his recent music has become a little bit stale. Try to put yourself in the first place. Do you think Steven Wilson thinks what he's doing is stale? So he's on a trajectory. What do you think about that? I'm thinking in terms as an artist who's working himself. And we deal with these perceptions of our work. Like people think they know what we're supposed to be doing. Do you think Steven would make these records if he thought they were stale? What do you think? Thank you, G. Dawson. Thank you. It's like there's no reason to even talk like that. I just think Steve Wilson is pretty prolific and my kind of person. I like him. And there's still a chance that he'll appear on my channel here. I have a connection to him. And the connection says, I'm a bit stale, got to stretch my legs. Stretch them legs, Oakenshield, get your ass up. But Steven Wilson may indeed end up here visiting with me still in the future. So see, I'm honest. It's not being rude, it's just being direct. To me, Overview is a snoozer. Saw the show in Toronto, second set of old material was way more enjoyable. I can understand that. And it took me a minute, and Overview, he's trying to do something, and I can see that. And as a concept, it is not as meaty as some of his other stuff. But he's trying something, and I respect that. I know as an artist that he doesn't think what he's doing is stale. Oh, Matt, you just now got your first Genesis album. So now I can respond. I've not had movies that make me cry, but Selling England by the Pound, when it first came out, made me cry. The Cinnamon Show just brought me to tears. I love that album. Yeah, I'm not really big into Steven Wilson's vocals either, or his guitar solos, but his overall, he's good. Yeah, Vinyl Fever, you got right. They do, the artist does what they do. I'm doing well, Christopher Winter. Thank you. I've been on here for 2.5 hours. This is amazing. It's like, again, but the reason why I'm still here is because of the interaction. I'll leave when it dries up. I need to leave anyway pretty soon so I can go make my soup. But the soup is, not that big of a deal because I'm not going to eat it today. I'm going to start the soup today for tomorrow and the next day. So I'll just see if there's a couple more things, and if so, I'll talk. If not, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. I really enjoyed this, folks. Yes, we talked about Peter Gabriel earlier, the new songs. It's nothing. It's more Peter Gabriel. It's like he's even older than me, and he's settled in his ways and what he likes. And so the new songs just sound like more Peter Gabriel. They're not that interesting to me right now. Yeah, listening to music, not on playlists, but interacting with records, whatever else the medium is, this is the way to go to me. That's the way to go. Yeah, Panopticon is a good song. His last album, I.O., and the new one coming out, O.I., I intend to get it. I do. That was me. I wasn't away at school. I was away in Texas working at a Bible camp. And it was a particular listening when I was on break in the dorm. I just cried, and the other guys were wondering what was wrong with Dereck. Cool. Yeah, if you're not a music maker, you may not know what it's like. And so we all are entitled to our opinions, but when you make music, it informs your outlook on others because you know a little more deeply what it's all about. That's why I say I don't dislike as a person, for example, say someone like Kid Rock, but his art or what he calls his music, it's a reflection of his personal values and they're not mine. But I don't dislike him. I don't care for what he does or his stance. I still love him as a human being. Hello, Daniel in the UK. Thank you. My Inner Image CD, yeah, that's a special one. They're all special though, but that's the one where I did the thing based on what The Cure did on their new album. Oh man, this latest Bandcamp is the best one ever. Seriously, it was almost all digital sales. I'm truly thankful, people. I'm so glad that you like the new music. I do. I am aware that my music is getting better. Well, yeah, Kid Rock is objectively dog shit, but he's a human being, and he's my brother, and he's your brother too. And we should never. I will never forget that. Okay. Yeah, and Phil Collins becoming a pop sensation, that happened. He wasn't planning it, and he suffered as a result. He's one of those people who the backlash hurt him, literally, not just mentally but physically. I love Phil Collins. Great drummer. Great drummer. I'm sticking around because I like this. Oh my God, Matt, you didn't know about the Phil Collins backlash? It almost killed him. He was despondent for years. We got to be real, people. You know what I'm saying? As much as I talk about Trump, I love him as a human being, but he is a garbage dump. Thank you, Alex Exploitation. Peace and love to you as well. Yeah, the IO different, the two different mixes are not that different, but I bought them both anyway because I'm a Peter Gabriel aficionado. Making lentil soup today, William. Lentil soup today, my friend. Looking forward to putting that garlic in there, baby. Yeah, I hope that Phil is on the mend. I love that man. I do. Genesis, I discovered Genesis as a teenager. That's why they're so important to me. That's that time in our lives, our teen years. Very important. I don't know the extent of Phil's problems. I know he's had problems where he's needed surgery. Is there never enough garlic? Oh, Rebecca, you're sick. I hope you get well. You know, that's the thing I notice also about since COVID. We kind of dropped the ball after a while, but the air, it's like, man, we got all kinds of stuff in the air all the time. So I'm kind of glad that I keep my contact with the public to a minimum because it seems like every time I get in touch with people, I get sick. Oh, I like the In There and Then There Were Three album by Genesis. I sure do. There are several good songs on that album. It doesn't get the love it deserves. I love it. I do. Oh, I have more coffee. See, I'm gonna keep going here for a while. Oh, you went to an indoor event, Rebecca. See, that's the deal. We get in those germs. We're germ factories. COVID has not left us, and whatever else is stirred up since then. And our immunity systems, I agree, have probably hit a skid. I would agree with that, correct. So that reminds me, next weekend is the Omaha Entertainment and Arts Awards. I thought for a second I was going to be a presenter, but that didn't follow through, and I'm kind of glad. I really wasn't interested in doing it. I'm up for a nomination again this year, but I really don't doubt that I'll win. I don't plan on going. But that's the last time I got sick, Rebecca, was last February when I was real sick. It's because I went to the award ceremony. See, the thing about the Hadron Collider is that we don't know. Mateo, you don't know that. Mateo says, Large Hadron Collider opened up a black hole. You don't know that. We don't know that. It might have, but you don't know that. Is it our diet? Correct. I think it's a combination of things. I don't think it's the diet. I think it's the total combination of the way that we live, that our lives are based on commerce. And so health is a commerce, but we're not focused on living well and healthily. And so I think there are many aspects of the way that we live, including our diet, that have led to us being in such a less healthy environment physically. Hello. Hello, Paul in UK. Thanks for joining us. You have anything you want to share or add, or question you want to add? Yes. Isn't it interesting how those teen years and music is so ingrained? I remember music so much better than things I've studied or even my memories of just yesterday. It's really true. Those are the halcyon years of our lives, our youth, the end of our youth. Very things that happen then are they're like institutions, the way they're set into us. Got a big Sylvian fan here. Cool. P Junior's in the house. How you doing? How you doing, my friend? NYC. Yeah, if things weren't so weird politically and also what with health, I'd be into traveling. But I think that traveling is it's a headache. I hate flying. I hate airports. I don't want to deal with that shit. And those long distance flights overseas. Oh my god, don't like that at all. Not at all. Anything else, folks? Looks like we're about done. One more time. See, if you can get me going again, I'll stay. But if we're done, we're done. Look. Ooh. Oh, Raintree Crow is great. I'm soon doing a show on Prince's Around the World in a Day. Do you have any thoughts on that album? Prince is someone that I like and love, but his records, for the most part, have never graduated to the ways that I listen to music that I really love. So, Around the World in a Day, I've listened to it, but I really don't know that record. It's pop music. It's not that significant to me. I do not like Flatwound. I hate flat wound strings. I don't like playing them. Well, hello. Happy to catch a little bit of this one. Do you have anything to add, or you want to ask something while you're here, or share something while you're here? Job one mojo. No, I don't like Kansas much. I've seen them live. I have the records. Never listened to them. Yeah, the Muse could fit on ECM. It could. Mateo, have you listened to me? Have you listened to me? I don't like Beck. Okay, sorry, I don't like Beck. Cheers, Mercury. Get that green going. I love Turkish music. I was just talking about it. Yes, I love it. Listen, this whole thing. Okay, what are your thoughts on the Peter Mandelson scandal? I've known about this for years. It's unfortunate that rich people think they can do whatever they want. People think they're entitled, and we are just their minions. They use us like toys. It's horrible. Okay? It's unfortunate these people don't care about humanity. So, Rebecca, I don't know this Dangine Poitrine, so I guess that's something for me to check out. Okay, I'm glad you found my channel too. I like that comment, Mercury Rising. My halcyon days are every day. See, that's a good attitude. I'm feeling the same. I'm happy to be alive. Glad you're with us, Charles. Yeah, I saw them live with Ambrosia opening Kansas. They're good, but they're kind of like, for me, like Marillion and IQ. I won't listen to that. It's not disrespect. It's just like that ain't hitting it. If you've been watching me, you don't have to ask me that question about D'Angelo. If you've been watching me, you don't have to ask that question about Bad Bunny or the Super Bowl. Are you new to my channel? I got tired of the Allman Brothers a long time ago. When they first hit, I loved it. And then everybody loved it, so it got overplayed. So I never listened to stuff like the Allman Brothers anymore. Nope. Thank you. I'm glad you like the window. Well, see, I like Rush better than Kansas. I don't like the vocals. Geddy Lee. I saw Rush open for Hawkwind right after Neil, the drummer, joined the band. Musically, I love Rush. Don't like the vocals. Musically, I think Rush has more going for me than like a band like Kansas, if you need a comparison. No, I'm Dereck. Sorry for the newbie question. So you're a newbie. No, I don't like Dixieland and stuff like that. I grew up on it, tired of it. That's the answer. Never need to hear it again, ever. Cool. Masashi Harada Connection Ensemble. Cool. I'll try to. I do listen to a lot of stuff, Rebecca. I do. There's so much psyops going on. We don't know. We don't know half of it. So I can't worry about it. Okay. Astral Industries, I'd have to look it up. Asking if I have any records on that label, I'd have to look it up. Top of my head, I'm saying I don't think so. I don't think so. Wow. going on 3 hours. This is amazing. This is amazing. Well, I am going to stop here. I am, but you know what, folks? Um, this is real. We're not in the same room, but we are, and so this exchange is real, and it's good. It's cool. Yeah, I just don't care to listen to a lot of traditional music, country, blues, trad, jazz, New Orleans. I've heard it and played almost all of it. So I'm always looking for something that piques my interest. And that stuff, I just know it too well. Done with it. Well, cool. Dickie Betts is a good place, good person to learn from. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rory Gallagher for Russ. That would have been a good show. I love Steve Roach. I have several of Steve Roach's albums. All the best for whoever's going to send me something. It better be good. Okay. Don't be sending me no bullshit. Like this album that was just sent to me. The sender, Brian Clark, said in the note, I don't know that this is what you're into, but I wanted to send it to you anyway. And my first listen to this is like, I ain't into this, but he's good at what he does, but I've only listened to a little bit of it. Of course, Alex Lifeson is a Holdsworth fan. It is important to love yourself, Mercury Rising. It is important to love yourself. What is that, Rebecca? What are you referring to? What is that? What are you referring to? Hope you feel better, Rebecca. Sucks being sick. But I think I just convinced myself to not go to the OEA Awards next weekend because that's how I got sick last year. And I got deathly sick last year. And David Nance won last year, although I didn't expect him to win. I'm nominated this year, but I really doubt that I win. I really doubt it. Oh, Unborn Ghost, Airs of Contempt and Derision was just sent to me. I've only listened to it once. Yeah, Quatermass and Nidrolog, I still have those records. Love that stuff. Yeah, I'm into the music, not so much the lyrics. Okay, Matt's telling us about Nankai Trio. Look them up, folks. There you go. Have I listened to Nankai Trio? Yeah, but I don't have it. Thank you, folks, for being my friend. Thank you, folks, for being decent. We need to do this. Music first. Music is very important. Music and art. It's been said many times throughout history that most likely societies and social groups were able to come together as the result of learning how to communicate through sound as well as actions. So music and art. Thanks, Matt, and thank you for being real. So they're fundamental to mankind being able to live together in groups. Very important. Very important. Yes, I have Circus. I sure do. The Swiss band Circus, I got it. Sure do. Yeah, John Entwistle was an incredibly good bass player. Yeah, John Entwistle was a phenomenon on the bass. These 4 mils are, I've thrown the packaging away. I can't think of it right now. I'll try to let you know in a next video. I can't remember the name of the company. Let me see if I can. You're welcome. Yeah, it's good to branch out. Square Deal is the name of the company. Square Deal makes the 4 mils. I like them a lot. Archive quality is what they're called. Archive quality 4 mil sleeves. I don't live stream on a regular basis. I just do it when I feel like it. Daughters are okay. I wouldn't buy them though. But see, I know who Daughters are. I've listened to them enough to know that. Yes, music bypasses the ego and can put you in direct connection with nature. It certainly can. We've been talking about the Blake sleeves. There's one right here. That's why I'm talking about the 4 mils. I'm replacing. As much as I can afford to, I'm going to replace the Blake sleeves. U.S. maple is not my thing. Okay? That's why I haven't covered them. It's not my thing. They never grabbed me. They are a great group for those who like them. Hi, Kinetic. Well, welcome. No, I don't like James Blake. Nope, don't like James Blake. Don't care. See, what he's about, I'm not interested in. That's the answer, James Blake. Doesn't interest me. Do I check him out? I just listen to him. Is he good at what he does? Yeah. Doesn't touch me. Oh, yeah, Riverman by Nick Drake. Yeah. And see, again, it has to do with the fact that if I were a young person just discovering James Blake, my response would probably be different, like my response to Nick Drake is. Nick, I discovered that in my youth. If I were to just hear Nick Drake for the first time right now, I don't know if it would be the same. Okay? It's not a diss to James Blake. It's not for me. Well, I'm fine that his early albums are more textured, but there's plenty of music, so I don't have to listen to James Blake. Thank you, though, for sharing your interest in him. I have listened. I love having music get stuck in my head all day. That's how I am. His music's in my head all day. Right now, what's stuck in my head? My tunes, and I like that. My music is what's in my head right now. Automatic Man only made 2 records to my understanding, and then the members went off and did other stuff. Bayete, the keyboardist, was in Peter Gabriel's band for a while. There you go. And Bayete has a solo album, which I'd like to find. That's really good. I have it on the computer, the keyboardist from Automatic Man, but I've never seen a physical copy. Okay, so Mercury Rising. Sun Ra is who I tried to say earlier. He was tapping into the deep consciousness. I agree. I love Big Star. I loved Big Star when I first heard him back when the record first came out. Don't lie to me. Thank you. Love the stuff that you heard me play in the church. Cool. Thank you. Blue Skies playing in your head. Cool. So yeah, Rebecca, it is Tim who turned me on to these. I love them. Yeah, that's why I make the music. I'm making it first for me. I'm not making it for an audience. I'm making it for me, first and foremost. I'm looking forward to seeing the new Sun Ra documentary on public television that's coming out. I've watched the trailer already. I sure have. See, I tell you people, this is my life. This is what I do. No, Jeff White, the record collector, little short guy, I've known him forever. He's a very interesting guy. When he wants something from you, you'll see him, but it's a one-way street. It's his way or you don't see him. I love him though. Thank you for liking RAF. What's your opinion about the box set LP reissues of the classic prog rock albums? Would you say they're reasonably priced? No, nothing is reasonably priced. It's a naked money grab. That's why I don't buy so many of them. Genesis was your first organ sound, not the church. That's a good one, Matt. It's like, if you don't like your music, why publish it? But again, there's people who are chasing the dollar. They're chasing fame. They're chasing something other than personal fulfillment. I'm interested in personal fulfillment. That's why I make the music. Charles, don't be sorry about bringing things up. We're talking, okay? It's how we get to know each other. Speak to me freely. Good evening, Olaf. We're over 3 hours and you still have me engaged, people. If you keep it coming, I'll stay. Cool, Matt. Yeah. Richard Ashcroft, no. Don't really think too much of Ashcroft. Okay? I wouldn't bother to go see him either. Lucretia Dalt is cool. If that record comes to Omaha in vinyl form, I will buy it, but I won't buy the CD. Yeah, I'm not into buying box sets, actually, for the most part. Because of my love for Genesis, I did spring for the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway box set. But generally speaking, I am not a fan of box sets because they sit. You don't play them. But I do play this. Here's another person who's late to the game. I love classical music. I just discussed it earlier in the video today. Okay. This person is asking me the question that I hate. Buy my latest album, Window, Distrito Vinilos. Buy my latest album, Window. Okay, start there. Again, people are just catching up. Ray Russell is going to be on my channel on Tuesday. Ray Russell. Dom from Murphy, cool. I love that too. Thank you. Yeah, Dom is one of my personal favorites too. Murphy was a good time putting that album together. And I no longer have a test pressing of it. I in a contest I did, I gave them away. I thought I kept one, but I didn't. I don't even have a test pressing of Murphy. Invisible Toy is all right. Yes, I have listened to Invisible Toy. I'll listen again. They are interesting. Yeah, the Verb is okay. Now, I think that if I had the opportunity to have seen the Verb in the early days when they would get whacked out on and really just go places live, I probably would have enjoyed experiencing that. Dereck, can you remind me of the artist that brought gongs and played them? Nakatani. Nakatani is the last name. I can't remember the first name. Nakatani. Cool, Rebecca. Yeah, I don't have earworms that I don't like. Thankfully, Tatsuya Nakatani sounds right. Yeah, he has a exhibition somewhere in the world here right now of his bows that he uses. I just saw pictures of that on Instagram. Cool guy. He taught me some things. The one workshop I went to, he taught me something. It's important. I'm glad. Yes, I've been talking about what I use to create my music constantly. I use DAW, Reason, more than Ableton. I use Reason. Do you find irony in recommending your recent work as a place to start, whereas starting at the beginning of you for other bands is preferred? No, I would tell you to start at my beginning too. No, so you can start at the beginning of with me too. No irony there. Flood is an experience. Either you either Flood takes Boris album Flood. Either it pulls you in and drags you under, or it's just like, of course I love the Left Bank and I have the album. That's good music. You don't have to add. Pardon me. The way that I'm answering has to do with a lifetime of dealing with people and people talking about mediocre music. Left Bank is fantastic. You don't have. Yes, P Junior, you got a Soundwaves T-shirt. Those are gone. There will be no more. The person who created it is dead, and his wife absconded with everything. We don't know even know where she is. So you have a collector's item there, my friend. Yeah, I love the Left Bank. I love good music, but like I keep saying, I can't define well what it is that I think separates music I think is really good or special as opposed to stuff that I think is just okay, like Beck. Beck to me is not even very interesting. And my friend Nick Fackler, who was in the band In Dreamer with me, knows Beck, has been to Beck's house. Devil Doll, cool. Are you interested to chat with any record shop proprietors? No, but if they want to talk to me, tell them to get a hold of me. No, I'm not interested in talking to record shop proprietors. Why would I be? Yeah, Kerwak. Well, if you go way back to the 80s, then you're back with my bands when I'm playing live bass. Some of my earlier records where I'm playing live bass, guitar, and even drums on some things. Yeah, go back. You'll hear that it's me. I've improved over the years. I have gotten better. Would I say that my new album Window is my best work? No. But is it improving? Yes. And so I'm very proud of it. Thank you. Yeah, I've got Sun City Girls, Invisible Hands. Yes, I do, but I don't listen to it much. But I have it. I sure do. Thank you. Thank you, G. Dawson. I am friends with Ohm, the California band. How's that? What's his name? Oh, I don't think he's in the band anymore. I haven't talked to him in a while. Average, it did, when you print 100 CDs, it depends on who you go with. I tend to go with Atomic Disc, and you can get 100 discs for around $200. Soul Coughing, still have their first album. My friend Tim Guthrie, who designed some covers for me, loves them. I think they're all right, but not much more. Yeah, I'm not interested in soul coughing the vocal thing. I'm not. The music, they jam good. Cool. Well, I mean, it's like if Maurice Emmanuel Wells' music is that hard to get a hold of, I may not ever hear it. Okay. Yeah, Al is not who the person. Amos is who I was thinking of. I don't like the Abbott Patton. I don't like that sort of thing. Okay. It may be good, but I don't like it. Don't like it. Even though it's good, I don't like it. When I saw Mr. Bungle, I got to hang out with him, but Mike Patton didn't come around. But I hung out with Trevor Dunn and the drummer. We had a good time. Okay, folks, I'm starting to wind down. I'm starting to wind down. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. This is Chromatics. Doesn't ring a bell. I probably heard them, but doesn't ring a bell. The thing you need to understand is that music that is highly focused on traditional forms like country and blues and gospel, I really don't want to hear it. I'm done with it. I'd rather listen to noise than that stuff. Seriously, like Merchbo. Merchbo right here. I'd rather listen to this than a lot of crap, pop, just a lot of music. And this is noise. And look at this beautiful color of vinyl. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be one or the other, people. Just do what you want, you know? And then remember here, as we talk, yeah, exactly. I said that over an hour ago, G. Dawson. See, that's because I'm enjoying your company, okay? All right? This is a nice exchange. I've said it before, you folks that follow me for years, I like people. I like people. I'm enjoying this. I'll stay as long as this is going, okay? 3 hours, isn't that amazing? Cool. Insane, yeah. That's King Crimson. I can't recommend other people's channels. Olivia Block is awesome. I just discovered her recently too. Real Statics are good. I only have one of their records. Again, don't listen to it. Haven't listened to Real Statics in a while. I liked it enough to keep it. So I like them. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, Olivia Block is good. I think that Beck could do something good, but his music is just don't do nothing for me. And when I saw him live, I thought, is this a joke? Seriously. Well, I see that folks, again, the other thing that keeps me kind of going is I'll see that folks are kind of joining in, haven't been here for a while. And it's like, well, I want to wait around and see. Well, melted cheese. Hello. You care to join in? Okay, Matt. Cool. Yeah, the first Beck album was like, I couldn't take that seriously at all. So Tim is asking, where is melted cheese at in the world? Where are you, Moreau, brother? It's evening for him. It's afternoon here. It's 1:00 straight up right now here in Omaha. It's 1:00. So I actually kind of need to go now in a bit, in order to get my food going for tomorrow. Just a couple more. I mean, it is. It's like, but I'm like that. I'm kind of OCD. I'll do something and then I'll kind of get stuck on it. This is fun. Okay, so the person is from the Netherlands. Cool. Yeah, the Radiohead's first album is crap. I have it. Didn't like it at all when it first came out. Thought they were a Catherine Wheel ripoff. Um, but they got so much better after that. Okay. A little bit more, folks. A little bit more. This is it. I'm using a crock pot to make my soup. That way I can leave it overnight. It's so good when you can cook it slow like that for a long time. Good because Dragon, you're gonna be playing with some cool jazz cats. I don't have a favorite band name. Elbow is another band that, in small doses, I have Elbow. I very seldom listen to them, but they're in the collection. I recognize them. Magic Crockpot, yeah. Someone's doing a keto diet. Good. Is it working for you? I don't eat a lot of meat, so that's my secret. A lot of American black diet is fried and meat, and I don't eat a typical American black diet. Very little meat. That's why I can look like this. Don't have to hold my I don't have to hold my belly in. And I'm 70 years old, people. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I played elbow. You know, they kind of like strike me as Peter Gabriel wannabes, but that's not nice. So I should refresh myself on the elbow record. I have an elbow album and some singles. Yes, thank you. I am fit for 70. I don't sit on my ass all the time. My teeth, I told the whole story about how I lost these in an accident. Yeah, I'll be 71 in July. Yeah, I'm ain't no fat ass sitting around getting shit. Well, hello, Richard Jones, first time. Hmm. So, Mercury Rising, you're saying you're 45 years old? Cool. I did vegetarian for years in the 90s, and then it got to be expensive and hard because Omaha is so redneck that the only places where I could find the materials for vegetarian were way out west. It's better now. Yes, yeah. Fuck ice. Fuck ice. Thank you, salad. You didn't know what a crock pot was? I don't care for the Fontaines DC. Once again, that is a band for somebody half my age. It's not for me. I don't think they're all that unusual. I do find it interesting. It seems like some bands, it's just the same old thing, like this band Geese. That seems to be the hot thing. They're kind of different, but they're cute. And that's the thing I notice. It's about sex appeal. That's a big part of the entertainment music industry. Sex. I bought Washed Out. I went and saw Washed Out. I've sold Washed Out. So it doesn't connect with me personally, but I tried and I saw him live, which makes a difference, which got me to buy the record. But when I get home and listen to it and what he's singing about, nah, that's not for me. New subscriber here, welcome. Yeah, see, like the Strokes. See, that was a big part of the Strokes. They were good looking, and they were playing the rock and roll sex game. I never liked the Strokes. I have friends who are friends with the Strokes. Okay, Yeah, Invisible Toy is a band that could use more exposure. So this person's saying, I really like Geese, but I just don't understand how they got SNL big. Because they're cute. Take a look at the band. Everybody wants to fuck them. Now, see, I'm not angry. I'm telling you something that I know is real that seemingly a lot more people don't seem to know. And so I'm emphatic. It's about the sex. It's not about the music. See, when you get me going like this, it's like, yeah, I want to talk some more. I like sharing my thoughts. I like hearing your thoughts. I think my perspective is an important one because it's not one that I encounter often in talking to people. Yes, Kawak, you're right. People are in denial about sex selling. That's a big part of it is the sex. That's why pop music right now is dominated by female artists. And then for a time before this, it was hip hop artists. Yeah, the whole thing tied into media manipulation. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And most people, right over the head, like all the satanic imagery. Why do we have to have that? When I was in REF and they used the cover for our um, cassette, I put a big question mark on it because it was all these skulls and shit. And I said, what the fuck is this? And they were just being teens. And, oh, really, it's cool. But I think it goes deeper than that, and I don't care for it. Gen X nostalgia, aspirational taste of young kids who haven't heard very much. That's probably true. You know, it's their turn. It's their time. There's different motivations, Matt, for why people make music. So if they're using the sex and violence, I don't know why. Yeah, corporations always market to the youth. Yeah, Olivia Rodrigo, Doja Cat, I listen to them always. I listen to it. And yeah, there's a lot of that imagery. It's all about sex. And it's like, it's disappointing. Yeah, I listen to all kinds of shit. I don't, Rebecca, my night listen, see, things come and go. I don't know if I'll do night listens again, but now that you asked, it's on my radar. Yeah, Joni Mitchell knows. Saskatoon. Yeah, see, cool. I know this music, Jay Graydon, Al Jarreau, Manhattan Transfer, Airplay, but I don't listen to that. That's not my wheelhouse. I don't like to listen to that style of music. I recognize it's good. I don't like to listen to it. You got to go clean the fish tank. Thanks for joining us, Robarth. Yeah, just a little bit more. I keep saying that, folks, but it's like, yeah, it's because I like you. It's because I like you, and I like the energy that is. Do you notice it? We're having an energy exchange here. Do you feel it? That's what keeps me here. Isn't Rebecca one of the people who are on your variety show, Dereck? No. Nope. Yeah, I have a bootleg of the yesterday and today meat cover, butcher cover. I remember before it got pulled, I actually saw one in a store. I'll never forget it because I was a Beatles fan as a kid, and it was like, what is this? Of course, we were so poor I couldn't afford to buy it, but I saw an original copy when it came out before it got pulled. I have a bootleg version of it with the meat. It was shocking in the 60s. It was. Anything else? I'm not Ice Age. I'd have to look them up. But if I have to look them up, that means that they didn't make an impression on me. Hmm. We love the Smiths. Again, here's somebody joining late. We talked about John Hassel about an hour ago. Beatles were the precursors of Cannibal Corpse. Sounds good to me. Listen, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and go. This has really been fun. I love you all. Take care, and I'll see you soon.